Hello, last time on Sargasso, we departed for Leon Fial, I believe is the name. Everyone's rude here, they don't like outsiders, we're outsiders. However, we have a lead to some forest that is apparently haunted. This town is under the thumb of ISF, I believe, and Nyx has found a potential ally, although perhaps not on friendly terms with them. I don't know what's gonna happen, we'll see. They're vampires.
They're not
They are.
Well, I
They're
suppose...
absolutely vampires.
Okay.
You shut up.
The three of you are standing in a small tavern. What do you do? It's about 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Did we sleep last time? Is that where we ended?
I don't think we slept.
Okay, just making sure.
I don't know, but
It doesn't matter.
yeah.
Alright. Are we gonna get more intel, or are we gonna just get supplies? I think we're gonna get intel for the forest.
We should interrogate the vampires.
God.
I mean, they might know something about the forest. Nyx has to do it, though.
No! Why do I have to do it?
Because
they
you're
like
their
you.
favorite.
Mm-hmm. Oh, where'd everybody go?
Oh my god.
What? Hello?
What happened to everybody on...
On roll 20, everyone's gone except
Roll
for...
20.
I'm still here. I'm assuming it's like...
Oh.
I'm still here.
Hey, whatever.
Just
As long as
everyone else
everybody
is dead.
sees it, that's
I was
fine.
gonna say, it's fine.
Don't
Oh,
worry
there you
about
go.
it.
Welcome back.
Might
Okay.
be server side.
Sorry, that
But
was
anyway.
just the clock ticking your end.
Oh god.
Yeah, so are we
Alright.
gonna send Nyx to talk to someone, or are we gonna leave and find someone else to talk to?
Maybe we should find like a village elder. That
I don't
isn't
think there
racist.
is a village elder here.
There might be some
Unless
kind
you
of
want to
like
ask
mayor.
someone.
Or like a library.
Hey, I slapped the bartender. Is there a mayor here?
Is there...
Slap the bard.
Hi, there'll be a mayor here. We're going to talk to you.
What? What did he say?
I think
I
he
heard
said
there'd be a mayor here.
there'd be a mayor here, but he may or may not talk to you. I
language
think.
is so.
I don't think he is going to talk to us.
I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't.
Well,
But
how about
you know what?
He's
How
a
about
busy
we-
man. What's he going to be doing talking to a bunch of foreigners?
we're diplomats?
Oh,
Roll persuasion.
I hate you!
No, but listen, this time we're all diplomats.
We're doing this again!
I mean, it's kind of true this time.
13.
Oh, yeah, and I be a rich racer.
Okay.
You smell like a yak.
Hey.
I can't believe
Maxwell
Raleigh
prize
has
winner.
100% slow. Huh, okay. Okay, is there a library of some sort here?
Oh, you want to be doing some reading here, eh?
Do you not read?
And like he just looks up at the sky and he just like starts sweating a little bit.
Oh no!
Abram narrows his eyes.
He's like me.
I read
Uncultured.
plenty.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I
Comics don't count.
got me a copy of the newspaper right here, and he like pulls out a grayscale newspaper that's dated for like maybe a week ago, maybe longer.
Oh my god.
Roll perception.
Roll what?
Roll perception.
Perception. How do I open my sheet? Here it is.
Now that
Oh my
we've
God,
learned that
unleash.
new roll 20 trick.
Yeah, I know, I couldn't figure out how to get it back open. 21.
He holds up the newspaper to you, and on the front page you see a big, in like through the coffee stains and the grime, you see Standing Stone Mystery.
I snatched the paper.
Yes.
Sleight of hand.
Oh my god. What does he want with this toilet paper? Or
He pulls it back just out of your reach. He's suspiciously quick for a tavern, and he goes, "Oh no, I paid good money for this.
how much?
I'd be playing a whole credit. But for you,
I don't know what that means.
Oh, show a bit of appreciation in that tip jar over there, and then maybe you can take a look at this paper."
Oh my god, I should just
I shove my gun in it. And I stare him straight in the face.
Roll intimidation, I guess. What's the goal here?
Puts a gun.
Intimidating.
Okay, yeah, roll intimidation. Sweet. What gun? Paint me a word picture.
Listen,
That
Your
one.
finger gun.
listen. We just want to read it really quick. I'll give it back. I have no use for it for a long term.
Fine. You be staying here overnight. And then he hands you over the paper.
Okay, there we go. All right, Standing Stone Mystery. What? Give me the deeds.
Okay. You see a picture of what looks to be like an aurora over the horizon, blocked by forests and trees. And the paper reads, and no, there is no text document. You're just going to have to listen very carefully.
I hate those.
Standing Stone Mystery. And then on the bottom it's saying, strange lights and odd sounds have been reported from the eastern side of the town, coming from the area where the standing stones are located. There's been no eyewitnesses. However, one strange farmer insists that he's been hearing a unique sound of hoof marks through the night.
What's his name?
Rapid typing. His name is Dr. Robertson.
He's a doctor farmer? He has a
Doctor
PhD in farming.
That's what it says. It says a
Okay,
strange
eastern
farmer,
side
and then
of
the
the
name of the guy who was interviewed was Dr. Robertson.
Standing Stones were.
Possibly a retired man.
Does it give his address?
No.
They just put addresses in newspapers.
I don't think it does.
Nix looks over at the bartender. Do you know of the Dr. Robertson?
He is going to roll.
Oh no.
What the fuck is in this forest? Oh my god.
Hi, I heard of him.
Centaurs.
He comes in every Thursday night.
What day of the week is it?
Roll survival.
Why survive?
What?
Because
we don't know what
there's
day it is, I guess.
absolutely no reason. I have to have some way to decide what day of week it is.
I'm also proficient
Fair.
in 22.
Yeah, wow, it's Thursday.
Yay!
It's crazy.
What time
Looks like
do you
we're
usually
drinking
come?
all night.
Oh my god, no, really.
We gotta blend in somehow.
He comes in around 5 o'clock.
And it is noon. Okay, so we have time.
Nice.
What?
We stake out for 5 hours.
5-hour stakeout.
Well,
how
we
the
could,
professionals do it.
What are the Standing Stones?
You look at the pic. I'm sorry, mid-mute there. You look at the picture of them, and they're like just like a squat, but hard to tell the size from just a picture, but like an obelisk almost. However, not as geometrically perfect, more chipped and worn, like a natural piece of stone taken straight from like
is it natural or did it look carved at all?
like think of like a pillar from Stonehenge, just like out on its own.
Yes, those are clearly man-made though. So I suppose this could be man-made. What color is it? It's not suspiciously white.
This is a
it?
black and white newspaper.
Yeah. Is it darker or lighter? Or is it just gray?
It's just gray. I mean, you're gonna have to go and see for yourself.
No. I will. I'm just saying. You know what I was saying. But okay. Well, we'll definitely have to check these out after speaking with Dr. Robertson. Doctor.
Did another mid-mute
Dr.
there.
Farmer.
Dr. Farmer Robertson, understood. Excuse me, I'm gonna have to write down some stuff. Dr. Robertson.
God damn it.
And it's Thursday. Nice.
I'm glad we're all learning together. Okay. Anybody else want to ask him anything before we time skip or go somewhere else for 5 hours?
Yeah, for the 5 hours is a long time to be just like skipping.
Sitting here. Yeah.
No, I think I'm good. We already have a room, so we could just take like a short rest.
Yeah, you could do that if you want.
Do we need a short rest? Oh my god.
I don't think you need one, but what else are you gonna do?
I don't.
Do you have a world map by any chance, DM?
No, unfortunately I don't, but even if I did, I wouldn't let you see it yet anyway, because I'm actually doing a new thing that I liked. On Slope, I didn't give you a world map immediately because I wanted you guys to actually go out and kind of explore around on your own first, rather than just have a map immediately.
Damn.
Yeah, so even if I had one, I wouldn't show it to you.
Okay, hold on. So we're in this, how do you pronounce this? The Sail Cliffs?
Yes.
Speaking to the bartender.
Aye, what you be looking for, Pinky?
Don't call me that. What's the deal with Cornick?
Oh, you mean the town to the north, eh? Well, what deal you be referring to specifically?
It seems, well, from a distance, the two towns seem different somehow.
Oh, well, most places on the Unfial don't really, get along, you know. Holdover from the days when clans were a common sight and warfare was a little bit more, prevalent in, determining diplomacy. No one ever really gets along here on Leonfia. We stick to our own. However, it's those bastards who be welcoming in the ISF. Laying out the door, Matt.
What do they have to gain from the ISO?
I'm sure the ISF probably promised them that they'd be top dog on this food chain as they acquire city after city. Everybody's making allies and deals trying to screw over the city next door, but we're all gonna get screwed over in the end.
Probably.
As it stands, our local mayor be letting in the ISF troopers in a barrack of their own. We can handle our own. We don't need no fancy troopers for defense.
Oh, where are these barracks?
I don't know that. I'm afraid I don't really care nor want to have anything to do with it.
Anyone who might care?
He points, and you know exactly who he's pointing to.
Oh my god. Next, you're up. Go.
Mudrust.
Wait, what am I doing?
He points to Madras. Because Abram asked who may know about the ISF, where the barracks are in this town, and he pointed to Madras.
Alright.
So if you want, you could ask Madras about the ISF, I presume.
Alright. Next goes over to Madras.
Alright, they are sitting at a table once again surrounded by friends, enjoying a tankard, and they see you coming. But they don't, they don't pay you any attention.
Oh, of course.
Hard to get.
Can you spare a minute away from your friends?
Oh, aye, lassie, sure. Anything for you. And they stand up from the table and set down their tankard, and they walk a little bit away from the table towards the bar, back towards you three, and you have acquired a Madras.
Just what I've always
Great, just add that to my inventory.
Yeah, slap it in there.
Put it in the basket.
What's the deal with the ISF?
He looks to the left. She looks to the right. They look at you.
Wait.
You heard him.
What do you want to know?
Well, they seem to have overstayed their welcome.
Aye, I think they have. But what side do you fall on?
Is it against the law to be indifferent?
Sometimes.
I did just get here, you know.
Alright, yeah, I can smell it on you. Alright, fine, since you're new here and probably don't know, I'll do you the favor of giving you the scoop. How about that?
Deal?
Well, towns around here don't get along. ISF came in promising protection for Cornick. They let him in, and that's a foot in the door. From there, ISF is saying that they'll do protection for every other city against every other city, and mostly pretending that they're going to be defending us when the Mondenan Empire finally gets their shit together, which'll be never. So, as far as I can see, this is just some sorry excuse to come in and trounce all over our place and make a territory out of proud Leon Fial. Back in my day, we would have skewered their heads and put them out front.
Hmm.
Does that answer your question, or do you have anything else?
You guys?
Where are the barracks in this town?
Do you know where the barracks are?
South side, down by the sea. But why do you need to know that?
Curiosity. So I know exactly where to avoid.
I think you heard the story about one particular kitten and how curiosity was, well, a bit nebulous for them.
But satisfaction brought it back. No one ever remembers that part of the quote, huh, Mudrust? Jesus.
Only if you believe in fairy tales.
Well, I don't think it'll cause any trouble for me, considering I intend to avoid it at all costs.
I think. What? Oh, fuck. How do I word this? What was that earlier when they came in? Were they just patrolling?
Aye. A checkup, if you will. And you be minding the people with the big hats, too. They don't look like ISF, but they bite just as hard.
The big hats?
Aye.
Did we see someone like that earlier? I don't remember.
Well, that's a shame, Abram.
I feel like we did, but I don't remember what was weird about it. I was like, oh, big hat, cool.
You were wearing a big hat, Abram.
I'm wearing big hats, so I never took it off.
God.
It's been on this entire campaign.
The glasses too.
No.
But okay.
2,000 or 215.
No, yeah, I don't remember anyone with a big hat here.
Me neither. We
We just haven't come in contact with them.
You guys are
memory was
really
wiped.
getting hung up on this big hat thing. If either you
because
remember
the way
or
you
you
said
don't.
it, you were like, "Well, that's a shame." Like, oh, did I get killed by them and not remember? Are we in like
don't
limbo?
think it would be that dramatic. No.
Anyway, okay, noted. Cat people take ours.
Anyway. Any advice for newcomers besides leave?
Yeah, mind your own business.
Oh my god.
Noted.
Aye.
I'll mind my own business if you mind yours.
Aye. And stay out of the woods, too.
All right, go to the woods. I got
Why-
it written down. Thanks, Mud Flaps.
How they said
Why
that.
stay out of the woods?
Because I'm tired of a bunch of tourists getting their bodies splattered all over various rocks.
Doors.
I appreciate the concern, but it's not necessary.
Aye. I overheard you earlier. Don't be doing anything stupid.
You're stupid.
I'm pretty sure I have a higher intelligence check than you, so Cupid isn't my forte.
IQ card. Excuse me, my IQ.
My dick is bigger.
Aye, you show me your character sheet right now.
Oh yeah, +5 to intelligence saving throws. How about them apples?
Aye, but you be proficient?
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid this entire conversation is non-canon.
I'll show you mine if you show me
I
yours.
was gonna say, put your dicks away. Alright, I think we're done.
I think we're gonna head to Dr. Robertson and the barracks and the forest.
Well,
Aurelio just
we'll
says
meet him
immediately
here.
out loud, "All right, guys,
No.
let's head to the forest."
No, we should go. I don't know.
Madra slaps their face and then shakes their head and then just walks away.
Alright,
Alright.
fine. Okay, so we could go to the barracks. I don't know what we'd do there, but we could look at it.
Okay.
Just buy some binoculars and just look at it.
Good to
You
know.
think Abram wouldn't? I'll climb a tree and scope it out. Let's go.
We should probably talk to the doc, right? So we should.
Yeah,
just,
but he'll
like-
be here at 5. It's not
Oh,
5
yeah.
yet.
You got 5 hours. I mean, I don't mind if you're just like, oh, we wait, we talk to him, and then tomorrow we do another thing. Like, you control your own schedule. I don't care.
I want to look at the barracks. I want to
Okay.
just look at it.
Well, then Abram's
Alright.
They
gonna
can,
go
they
to
can
the
figure if
barracks.
they want. I want to look at them.
Who goes with Abram?
I'm going with Abram.
Okay.
Yeah, we should all go.
Okay. All 3 of you are going to be venturing out onto the town. They said south down by the water, right?
What do we see
Yeah.
while we're going through town, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. You see quite a few people that are all dressed up in a variety of different clothings, but you've noticed more of like a natural tendency, more maybe Paul's tears. You remember that beautiful woman in the plastic raincoat and the underwear meant to be seen. Here it's more like tunics, robes, like over like padded clothing to keep you warm. You see a few people that seem to be a little bit better off in terms of like clothing, like they got nylon coats like you do. And through the crowds, you see a pair of men with large hats, big and broad brimmed, gray with gray coats. And I'm gonna ask you to roll perception. One of you, pick who, don't care.
Abram.
And they don't seem to be doing much of anything besides walking amongst the crowds and shopping and laughing amongst themselves. And that's all you seem to notice, but that's the only big hats that you've seen so far.
I was gonna say, I noticed that their hats are big. I
A
don't
woman
like
walks by with like a veil over her face. You see another with like a turban. It's quite a variety of culture here. It's just that it's a majority on the lower tendency, the lower tier of accessorizing and clothes. Streets aren't paved. They're mostly just like packed dirt. Some buildings are actually quite tall. You're noticing like a few 10-storiers every here and there, but it's a very big mishmash. A lot of brick, a lot of mortar, shingles and wood, metal here and there, but that's more for like the newer structures that are designed for like holding ships or vehicles. Silos off in the distance, and some windmills far out to sea, seemingly floating on their own little islands. And cables connect all the way back to the cliffside down below. However, you're not there yet, but you're going to keep going. You pass through a big marketplace, and there's several people trying to hawk their wares, and if you want to stop and shop, you can, but I'm going to keep going otherwise. You head through a massive square, and for the most part, it's shockingly empty, and many people in black outfits seem to be shuffling various pieces of equipment to and fro and clearing a large space. We're going to keep going. Feel free to stop me whenever if you want to examine anything particularly close, but I'm going to keep it going quick. You head southward. I think it just continues on like this for a while. Mostly cloudy skies. Tall, dark rain clouds, but rain never seems to come. And you are just eventually you're hit with a point where the roads like sharply turn to the right, and they just begin zigzagging downhill, down. And this is the cliffs. You see sheer rock to the left and right, far off in the distance, but the town, it seems to just build itself into the side of the wall and offered in a slow incline down. And a new, very obvious, very like blatant addition to this is a large square building that has similar design features to the outpost you saw in Slove. It has a tall radio tower, and it has its own 3 landing pads on top for ships of various kind. Right now you see 2 helicopters parked with their propellers folded up in place. You see people moving to and fro, but you're so far away you can't really make out details. What's the goal here?
I'm just taking a fucking peek.
All right.
Jesus.
You want to roll, we already used perception, but I think this is definitely a perceiving skill. Roll perception and we'll see how good your fucking peek is.
Please, God, Abram, stop. He's not
just not stopping. You see lots and lots of people at the very least. People wearing the bright purple and red jumpsuits and outfits of full-on troopers armed and ready to go. You see a few people are just wearing the workers' overalls and one-piece suits of mechanic outfits that you've seen people like Avery wearing before. It's definitely a lot bigger and better staffed than the Slove outpost was, and I don't think you really see too much involved in terms of anything out. It just seems like they're going about their business, maintaining equipment. Out to sea, you see a what appears to be the tall black masts of like some form of ship on the distance, on the horizon. But you're not going to be able to see it unassisted without any kind of special thing. Your eyes are just not that good, no matter how high your perception roll is.
Well, don't worry about that. God, I'm so suspicious.
I know you are.
Although I guess it's not like we don't know why they could be here.
Yeah. Or, I mean, we could technically talk to them and be like, hey.
See, I thought about that.
What are they up to? Well, we could ask them. Shut up, Aurelio!
No, it just seems like a bad idea. Oh my God.
We could use the front door.
The front
It's not locked.
You know,
Scale the building.
I guess this isn't really like something not obvious.
Actually,
it's like,
I
yeah,
was gonna say, is
it's
this
kinda-
gated off or anything?
Not really. I mean, yeah, it has a fence, but it's just like a one layer of chain link fence about 7 feet high.
Is it open?
There's some barbs at the top. The front gate seems to kind of be wide open. People are moving in and out, but it's not like sneakable. But there's like someone out the front gate who doesn't
Sneakable if you believe.
seem like they're being aggressive towards people trying to move past. It seems like they're even like talking to people as they go by. Like it doesn't seem. It's pretty incorporated into the local neighborhood, is what I'm trying to say.
Jesus. What on earth is that?
Did something happen horrible that I just don't know about?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know what happened. I'm so confused.
I don't
That's
think
happened before.
What-
when I was
what
talking
happened?
to it made like that horrible like Lovecraft
Oh,
noise for like
man.
a half a second. Don't worry, it's
Weird.
fine. Okay. We could, in theory, talk to them and just say, we're just exploring and saw this giant
And
conspicuous
wanted to
building.
get let in.
Yeah, like we want a tour. What is this? Is this a site? Is this a tourist attraction?
Oh yeah, we could pretend to be dumb.
Yeah.
Do that.
All right, Aurelio, go ahead.
Who has the lowest
tr-
intelligence?
Trust me, it's your charisma that I'm encouraging.
All right. Aurelio is going to walk the fuck in.
Okay, Aurelio, is everybody just gonna hang behind and watch? Is that what's happening here?
I mean, we're with him, right? We're behind him.
Okay, that's
just not gonna
a
talk.
legitimate question. I wanted to know who's with who. Okay, that's fine. All right, yeah, you
Yeah.
walk down the streets, and like I said, it's a kind of a zigzagging thing. So you go down like maybe 3 tiers before you're down onto the outcropping. And as you get closer, you realize that this facility is actually like overhanging the sea a little bit. Like there's big iron and steel girders that a lattice work supports it from beneath and above, holding it in place. And you come on down to the streets, and there's a woman with a pot on her head that just walks by you and prays to God that you don't touch her. And you, I guess, walk right on up to the soldier at the gate. Like it's a draw gate that you'd see like at a parking garage that this goes up and down. And there's a few Jeeps on the other side and lots of people moving around, but they don't seem to be paying you any mind. Person is wearing a helmet. They're in full battle attire. They got black armor padding their shoulders and chest and some on their shins as well. Purple jumpsuit beneath. Dark black gloves and a helmet that's got mostly gray and black in terms of its glossy texture, but there's some blue lights in the form of lines angled downwards that kind of just serve as the eyes. And they turn to you and address you and kind of like a nod, but no words. What do you do, Aurelio?
Look like I belong.
What is okay?
Like I'm in full on confidence mode. Just walking in, like
You're gonna
yeah,
try and walk into the barracks past this person as if you as if you belong.
yeah. I see
is
all
that
these
what you're telling
people.
me?
I see all these people walking
Right.
in. And
I
through
do
and
wanna
I'm
point
so
out-
afraid.
Perhaps I'm not going to stop you, but I just want to be. Aurelio would know this, so you should know this too. I meant to imply this that they seem to be like workers for the outpost. They're not like people off the street necessarily. Like some people are coming off the street, but they look like official. They're wearing jumpsuits, or they look like mechanics or engineers.
Right, that's
And-
what I look like.
Fair. I just wanted you to know. I just wanted to be clear, and that way, now that we're all on the same page, roll performance.
Okay.
I'm afraid.
However, if you two are going to try and follow him, everybody has to roll performance to try and do this thing.
Why do we honest that someone we know are
cannot
here?
use his
20.
singular roll for all three of you.
Ugh, this
You
might be a
can-
problem.
You can either choose to go with him or see if his 20 gets him by on his own.
I can also just like radio to you guys.
Everybody remember your gambits, your tricks. You guys have been buying magic items. I'm not trying to imply that there's somehow going to be a magic key in your bag that has the solution to this particular puzzle. I just want
Oh
it to
shoot!
be-
No, I do have a magic key in my bag. It's the solution to this puzzle.
Wait, really? What is it?
Yeah. Charm person.
What?
What does that do to them?
Yeah. Here, let me hold.
Can you
this.
explain to me what's going on? Is this an ambassador
Yeah.
thing? Because
Yeah.
I did not give you charm person.
Yeah, no, it's an ambassador thing.
Okay, can
It's,
you explain to me what it does? Because it's got to be different than the D&D version.
I think it's influence. Charm person. Target must succeed in a charisma save on which it has advantage if it is hostile to you, which it's not, or be charmed for the duration of 1 hour. Attacks or other hostile actions against the target by you or your companions ends this gambit.
Okay, so you're spending a gambit slot.
It
to
gives
do
me
this.
influence over this person.
Okay,
So
but
they're
if
like,
what happens if it fails?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna ask you to give. I think you got to do something. I think you got to tell him. You got to say something to him, or do. I think you have to perform some kind of verb upon this person in order to make this work to be justified. So can you describe that to me?
So I've already rolled my 20. I
well,
rolled 20
that's
for
gonna
my-
have no bearing on this whatsoever. You can
No,
either
for
take-
that's just my regular performance of like just walking through.
yeah.
Um,
You can take
and
one or the other.
I kind of roll up to him, and I go, "Hey, man, me and my guys here are just here to perform the routine, correction and check out on all the mechanics here and make sure everything's in working order. We were sent here by big guys, just make sure everything's up to code. We don't want any incidents happening that could get bad legal rep or anything. Nothing bad on the insurances. That would look really bad for a company. So yeah, we're just gonna walk on through here. The boss called ahead. He said it was fine.
You're being really wordy about this justification.
Who
Hey,
the
quick
fuck was
question. Did that filter work?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Let me see what I have. Because you're saying we're doing maintenance.
You gotta roll. Okay, yeah, charm person. I'll let this work for all three of you since it's a gambit. But you gotta.
So-
Okay, yeah. Now it's time to roll. I
Yeah.
guess.
So he has to beat.
Your DC. Do you have a DC?
He has to beat 8. Wait, 8 plus 2, 10. He has to beat a 13.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna roll, and you're gonna hear it on this microphone right now. Okay.
I'm afraid.
Understood. Just remember, we lock up at the sundown.
Yep. Thank you, sir.
And then he waves a hand, and then the gate raises up slowly and lets you through, and then you're immediately surrounded. Not surrounded. You see like another 5 people that are like mechanics, overalls, greasy fingers. You see some people who are ISF mechanics, and you see some people who seem to be like freelancers like yourself.
Okay, sweet. We're in.
Yeah, you're out on the front courtyard, I guess. You're outside, but within the walls.
Well, Abram, I feel like this is your territory now.
I hate that fucking clock, and I'm going to turn it off as soon as humanly possible.
I'm sorry.
Just hear an explosion in the
I
background.
really cannot
If
do
it weren't
anything.
every 15 fucking minutes, I'd be a little bit more tolerable of it. Like, if it
That's
was like,
so
oh,
weird.
every hour on the hour, there it is.
You can change
haha.
it.
Well, I'm
You can
gonna
change it to
fucking
be on the
change
hour.
it.
Why is it 15 minutes?
I don't know. All right, well,
Just in case
it's
you
already
click
it's
Okay.
already eaten up more time than I want to. What are we doing?
Yeah, calm down. We're here, and since we're in here, we might as well try to figure out what the hell they're actually doing here. I mean, maybe they have intel about what they've seen in the forest, assuming they've investigated the forest.
Yeah, what are the mechanics here actually working on?
Yeah, what they got going on?
Okay, you walk past, you walk around to the right. You're going kind of clockwise around the main building. There's a tall tower in the center that seems to be like the command center, and you're peeking in through like a garage or two, and you see jeeps. You see a lot of jeeps that are just being kind of like maintained, like something is up with their wheels, like they're getting changed out. Like they have like the normal wheels that you see disposed of, and you see that these big heavy duty Rough Rider kind of wheels are being installed on in their place. And there's a few people just seem to be doing that kind of upgrade, like converting to off-road sort of stuff. And you also look into a second garage, and you see what looks to be an airplane, very sleek gunmetal gray, and it's got weapons on the front of it. And that has like a whole host of people around it doing some kind of maintenance, and you see the flashing lights of a plasma cutter and welding torches.
I wanna
I was about to say steal it
hijack the jet.
while they're working on it.
Yeah,
Great.
Incredible.
it's gonna look like when you drive away from the pump without taking the pump out.
Just pulling a
on
line
fire?
of people.
Yeah.
God.
Anyway, is that it? They're just working on that jet.
I mean, right here. I
Okay,
guess
I was just making sure.
if you want to get more down and dirty, I can't tell you all of the details with
It's
but a
fine.
cursory glance.
Yeah, no, I'm just making sure that was everything before we move on.
That's the surface level observation.
Yes. Okay, well, that's awfully suspicious. I mean, it's not suspicious so much as I see they're going to be driving through the forest, probably. Probably.
Hitch a ride.
I mean, we could ask one of the freelancers why they're changing to off-road. Not one of the ISF ones. One of the freelancers.
I feel like that would blow our cover.
That's what I'm saying. I don't
They'd
know.
be like,
they
"You're an
probably don't
idiot."
care. What does that
I
mean?
mean,
We are idiots.
you-
We're just here.
what's around me?
A person
Where am I?
carrying a tire, another person carrying a gas can, someone with a huge box of ammunition, a big long chain of brass bullets linked with some kind of black rubbery kind of thing. You see a trooper or two, but they're just like kind of standing off and sitting down, and they got their helmets off, and they just kind of seem to be talking and watching with careful eyes, but not really, on duty. They're just kind of like happen to be sitting there. You see the flashing lights of the radio tower up above. You look off to the right, you see what appears to be like a patrol boat, like a Coast Guard kind of vehicle, like going in the waters below, like down by the rocks. What do you mean what's around you? There's a bird? You got like a big
What if
fat
we
fucking
throw
pigeon.
Nick?
Do I see?
What-
Do I see like a computer mainframe type of
Yeah, I think you see a terminal or two that just seems to be built in for running quick diagnostics on equipment. But yeah, you see a few. Yeah, you see a couple. They're big and bulky, hooked into the. They're like built into the wall. That's just,
Now, if I were going to go up to one
okay.
and look through,
Okay.
would I look conspicuous?
I would make you roll a performance roll, and then also whatever the computer thing is that you want to do. I'm not going to tell you the difficulty of it. I feel like you can kind of use common sense to figure out a way to make yourself look less suspicious or something than perhaps it could otherwise be. I cannot tell you the risk factor involved because what's the fun?
Well, I'm gonna whip out my tablet and look like I'm actually doing work.
Okay.
Kind of taking notes down.
When you look at your tablet, you notice that there is a wireless signal for this base, but you do not have the password to this one like you did the last one.
And I can't charm my way through getting a password again, can I?
Not unless you're willing to find another young hot stud.
All right, find another young hot stud. Our next mission.
Oh no.
It's easier than you.
I'm gonna date the entirety of the ISF by the end of this. I'm gonna go up to one of the terminals.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna look at all the basic information that I can get my hands on.
All right, you are gonna roll a performance roll to appear non-conspicuous and like you belong.
All right. I have no modifiers, so this is just a 17.
Look like you belong.
Okay. You are just hanging out there. What are the other two people doing? Because I feel
like we belong.
I feel like with a 17, Nyx is like, go fuck off, rather than just hovering around.
We're just
me
standing
while
there
I'm on the
staring at
keyboard. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna just walk around.
All right, Nyx, you're on the computer, and you are immediately affronted with the process that was open last, which seems to be like a navigation diagnostic on the jet in this hangar. It seems to be just doing a test of like its internal compass and computers and navigation altitude checks and stuff like that, running a quick simulation. And it was paused, and now whoever was on this computer is in the cockpit, like checking over things hardware wise.
Okay. I am going to look. I'm going to minimize that.
Okay.
And I'm going to look at like different missions that has been set up for.
Oof, okay.
This plane.
Roll. You can do that because you're a hacker, and that's the whole point. But you're gonna roll a computer check for me because you're going to do
+5.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you've succeeded.
Oh.
Ugh. You've only done slightly above average, I suppose. Well, not slightly above. Yes, actually, perfectly slightly above, because 11 would be average. You are open up. You cannot access what the captain has been reporting. But you do see a manifest of all the previous repairs and things that have been changed to these vehicles, like orders and stuff like that. Nothing secret. You're just accessing whatever is on this computer. Everything seems to be getting switched over to some kind of off-road, more durable feature, whereas before it was more like patrolling. You see that a lot of tires and stuff like that have been punctured. Yeah, by like nails and stuff.
Are there timestamps for when they started changing to off-road?
Maybe like a week ago or so. Maybe like a little bit over a week. Oh, yeah, probably like 2 weeks, I guess. Somewhere in between 2 weeks and 1 week. Let's say like 10 days, 8-9 days, that like around there. Yeah, like big like 8-incher nail pulled right out of the tire of one of these things.
Sabotage.
Yeah, you see like broken windshields. You see like problems with the engines and stuff, like where you need a replacement part because like a part's just like missing from stuff, that sort of thing.
Can I see who's signed into this computer? Like the logs of who's been using this computer.
Yeah, it's by a private engineer. Sorry, one moment, please. I have my notes. I have to get down to the right place. It is by a Martin Ivan.
All right.
Target acquired.
Private Martin Ivan, who appears to just be a low-ranking engineer.
Anyone else?
I don't think I understand your question specifically. What do you mean? Are you looking for like a list of everybody who works here? Because that's like it's like hundreds of people. Like you can.
I mean, like, who's logged into this computer and has, like, basically
that's
administrative...
That's them, yeah.
Okay. They have administrative,
Well, they have the ability to access what you just accessed. Since you are they are logged in and you are already on it.
Alright,
You are seeing everything that they could possibly see.
Okay, what can I, as a hacker, use?
I don't know. Let me know about them delicious, delicious gambits. I'm gonna pop over to Abram. How you doing? Aurelio? Having a good time?
Aurelio's BRB.
Okay.
Because the dog took the pen.
Oh, darn. That darn doggo.
Okay, hello.
Alright, what are we doing while, do you guys do anything while Nyx is hanging out doing her hacker thing? Or are you gonna be just chilling, relaxing, maxing all cool, maybe shooting some b-ball?
That's what we're doing.
Do they have b-ball?
No,
Looks
you
like
don't
b-ball.
see b-ball. Sorry.
Seaside b-ball's the best. Anyway, does that plane look like anything, or is it just like, oh, that's a jet?
You can roll perception, or no, I'm sorry. This is definitely investigation. You can roll investigation to get a little bit more of an elaborate thing.
Sure. Investigation. Oh, I have negative one. Thanks, Dad. 1.
Oh, Abram!
Oh! I don't know what's wrong. You know what? This is a bad omen.
It's a
Abram,
it's
wow,
a
what's
big old plane. It's a big old plane.
Look at that plane.
It seems to be
Yeah,
good,
okay.
like a cockpit for 2, and it's got some guns on the front and some missiles underneath the wings, and
Suck, Abram.
I know.
11.
what is that 11 for, Aurelio?
Well, Abram turned to me and he like put his finger on me and was like, his finger all over me. And he was like, "Hey, Aurelio, look at that plane." So I
Yeah.
looked at it.
Okay. You see a plane.
Abram,
God.
we'll be touching.
No.
Okay, even I just see a plane.
What do you mean even eye? Do you have some
I mean,
kind
I
of
rolled
special
I rolled
thing?
an 11.
You rolled averagely. What do you expect?
Yeah, but Abram rolled a dumb, so how come I don't see more?
I have question. What do you expect to find?
What kind of
Something
plane is it? Does it have like a name
You
the
you
side
don't
of
know
it?
it. No.
painted on the side?
Yeah,
What does it say?
It
What
says
does it say?
you see a B2 written on the side in like big black letters, like
Okay.
B2.
printed on. But
Well, there we go. That's some
See,
information.
that's
Okay.
information.
there
Yeah.
you go.
Thanks.
It's kind of back heavy. It's got some big jets on the back, stuck
Thanks
right
for
up in
that.
there.
I guess in a way, I was just wondering, is this normal for ISF?
Yeah, I understand that that's probably your question, and the answer is I'm afraid you don't know.
Okay.
It's a very big outpost. I guess it's not unreasonable. It's a big plane. Sorry, the dice just weren't in our favor tonight.
I'm trying to think of what else we can do while Nix is hacking and doing something useful.
Yeah, next whenever you get a plan, feel free to just speak up again.
Okay, I don't have any gambits that I can really use. I'm going to assume that Martin Ivan is the one checking in the cockpit since he was the last one on the computer console.
Okay.
I'm going to revert everything back to the way it was, and I'm going to go back to my posse.
Okay. The posse is reconvened. We're just gonna say that you relay all the information that you discovered, and then we're gonna be back at square one. We're here.
Okay. I think anything else that we're gonna get is gonna be gained from maybe talking. I think getting kidnapped by the ISF last time was actually good.
Alright, let's get kidnapped.
Alright. Pull out my sword and start killing people. No, I do not. However,
Hey!
should we talk to somebody?
You!
Oh, hello.
Shorty with a mohawk.
That's you.
Oh, that's me. Hello, sir.
What are you doing over here? We had all the engineers move over to the other wing.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I wasn't informed.
Come on, we need someone with your small hands.
Alright, sounds good.
We ain't paying you by the hour for you to stand around eating sandwiches with your friends. Friends. Very stuffy in this helmet.
Yep, I can understand that, sir. Do you want me to get you water, too?
Don't patronize me, you little asshole.
God.
I'm just gonna keep looking at my tablet like I'm doing something important.
I'm gonna stand with Nyx as if I'm helping her look at her tablet.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
so
go
if
use
we're-
my tiny hands. and
Yes, you are.
So if we replace the regular models with the 240 models that should have more durability to withstand 9-inch nails. What do you
bank?
think?
I think she's talking to Abram as if they're doing something.
The band?
Goodbye, Aurelio.
Aurelio, you walk away with this person to the other side of the
I
plane.
keep an eye on them so I know where they went.
Other side of the jet, and you underneath the right wing, you see a big crawl space open up. It's just your size, basically. Roll dexterity if you're gonna do what this man actually tells you to. He doesn't. He's kind of like keeping an eye on you a little bit, but he's like, I've done my job. He walks back over towards the garage point side and is just kind of
12.
talking with an angry chief researcher. Yeah, and you get your little monkey hands and you crawl right up on in there. And I guess you're just gonna. Now what?
Where
Are
am
you
I?
gonna fix it or break it?
You're inside. You're inside the right wing of this B2 jet, whatever that means.
Yeah, I mean, apparently I'm getting paid, so.
Do you actually attempt to fix whatever is in there to be fixed?
Yeah, sure.
No, he's not a mechanic!
Roll a repair roll
Don't worry.
with advantage.
He's a trained professional.
What's is a?
You
What's a
step
repair?
inside and you look around, and suddenly
I
you
have
feel at
proficiency
home.
with flying vehicles,
Yes,
so
you
does that
Yep.
go with okay? So this
Repair
is
is
my first
intelligence,
roll.
unfortunately, but you have an advantage.
Okay, hold on. I need to do this and then I'll subtract. Oh my god, please roll the die. 21 minus 2,
Yeah.
so 19.
Yeah, Aurelia, you crawl right on up inside, and you immediately feel at home. You feel like you're crawling around the downed ships of Sargasso. in the
I
middle
feel
of
like
the
I'm
desert all over again.
Crawling around the womb.
It's like being back inside. You see some cables that are a little on the loose side. You patch them up. You see some inner armor that's just not quite bolted in correctly, and you do a little bit of a reworking. Eventually, you see the problem. You see like a release mechanism that seems to be for like the missiles. You like look down through a crack in the armor, and you can see like a missile just right there hanging out. And this release mechanism is just not working properly. You give it the oil.
course.
You give it some repairs. You do a little nut squeezing. You know,
On
nuts
my
and
own.
bolts. And you repair it.
Woo!
Yay.
Looks great.
Woo!
And you
I did it.
Crawl
That's the
back
killing.
out. Crawl back out.
All right.
Covered in a little bit of oil and grease, but otherwise feeling satisfied. A job well done.
I'm feeling pretty good about it. When do I get my pay?
Do you say that to the person?
No, I was just curious what their payment's like here, DM.
You'd have to find that out because you don't actually work here. You
Okay.
don't have a pay stub.
Yeah. I'm only here for the day. Where do I collect my payment
Front
at the end of
desk,
the day?
like everyone else.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Cool. What time is it?
By now, I don't know. What
Yeah.
time do you guys want it to be? It's somewhere at least an hour later.
Not-
I'll let you choose. You want it to be 3? 3 sounds like a good number. I'm not
Three
really
is fine.
trying to like harass you at the time. Not this time. Time is not really of the essence this time, I don't think. Let's say 2. Let's say 2 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. What do you want to do?
Let's go get Aurelio's payment, because that means we have a reason to be
Yeah.
inside now.
Okay. You guys went, oh, I fucked up. All right, yeah.
Ran.
Nyx and Aurelio and Abram, you start walking like you got some fucking purpose around front.
We do.
To the main
Gotta get paid.
entrance.
Well,
Hey, stop there. What are you here for?
God damn it.
I turn around. And
No,
just
no,
go
no,
up.
no, no, no. This is someone right in front of you at the main gate.
Oh, okay. I'm here to collect my paycheck.
Isn't it a little early to be checking out?
Well, I was only here for a couple of hours. I was just here because I needed someone small to get inside the plane wing.
Yeah, all right, that makes sense. And then they
Very
step
tiny.
they step aside. Yeah, I was gonna be like roll a perform, but it's like no, you really are 5'4". Yeah, you walk inside and you are
5'3",
just in
please.
you're in a very like kind of welcoming room, like a foyer, like it seems to be like a waiting room almost that you'd be in for like the DMV. Pretty bland but cushy chairs and stuff like that. And there's a young woman sitting at the front desk, badge on her chest and hair tied up in a tight bun at the top of her head. She's just signing paper after paper after paper in a row like a machine. She's going with such speed and grace that you have trouble following her movements. What are you three doing?
Payment.
Money.
Name?
Aurelio de la Fuente.
Aurelio de la Fuente.
I'm going to
Can I have your
use-
time card?
Oh, shoot.
What are you gonna use next?
What are you gonna use next?
I was gonna use virus to get into that computer and make it so it looks like the three of us are on their pay grade.
Ooh.
Do it. I don't have a time card. Oh wait, I have a reason for not having a time card. I don't have a time card because I was only a worker here for like 2 hours.
Fill out that pink form and then the blue one, and then hand it to the woman over there.
Okay.
I love secretaries.
Nix, you
Aurelio.
can do it if you want to, but it's gonna take a minute. I guess
Aurelio gets it and just like, I can't read it.
I really want
I
to
guess
follow
I
this
read-
train that Aurelio has departed with, though, if you don't mind. Like, you could do
Yes,
that,
do it.
but I really want to follow this other thread. Aurelio, yeah, you find these pink and blue papers. What's going on here?
I can't read them, so I ask Abram to dictate them for me.
I help him fill out this form.
Oh my god. Oh, I love my Bureaucracy Simulator 2018. New year. Haha. Oh, he's a jolly good fellow. It takes you an hour to fill out these papers.
No!
It's now
really?
3 o'clock in the afternoon. Yes.
Oh my god.
doesn't-
It
that
takes
doesn't
you.
surprise
No,
me.
that's real. It takes that long because A, Aurelio can't read, and B, you are also technically forging this, and I'm also being kind to not make you roll for forgery. But yeah, it takes you an hour to like do this without looking suspicious. I think. It's
I think
3
it looks
o'clock.
suspicious that we've been here for an hour.
I was gonna say, well, in the meantime, since we are inside, are these terminals different? Are there like terminals that Nix could get to?
Same kind of. There's more terminals. Yeah, there's more. Nix? You wanna try something?
Because I assume they wouldn't be attached to the mechanical.
I'm hacking
mounts
in.
outside.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You just turn it on and boot it up, and it's already signed in as like a generic guest entry, and it seems to be set up right now for making appointments. What's the goal?
I want to know who, if I recognize any of the personnel.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Roll a computer check for me.
Still in my cantrips, because I was gonna
Yeah.
hack into the system.
I'm
but I
so
wasn't-
sorry,
I'm not gonna.
audience, but you're gonna be hearing me clicking non-stop as I just go back to the NPC section of my big old gigantic NPC list.
13.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that number?
13.
Okay. 13. That's not bad. That's fine. I don't think it's too difficult. You gotta do a little bit of some elbow grease, you feel me? Like you kinda gotta work your way in there with some of your prepackaged like viruses basically. Because it's not really, that's kind of somewhat classified information, even though it's not too crazy interesting information. You see a Colonel Edward Armstrong. You see a someone named Miranda Ashburn. You see like a Voltic Johansson. You see like a a Bronson. Wow, I got something tickling my throat. Davidson. You see about maybe 200-300 people.
Any I know?
No, I don't think so. I don't think you know anybody readily off the top of your head, unfortunately.
Alright.
Yeah, at least this is the people stationed at this particular outpost, but this is just this outpost. But you see that there's a lot of connecting things, like there's numbers for like a fleet, like there's cruiser numbers, and you see numbers for people who are in other towns. You see for barracks in other cities, in other countries and continents, ships up above you and ships out at sea. You see there's potentially thousands of people, but this particular location is about 300 people.
Who is the highest ranking on the list?
I guess Colonel Armstrong. The other people don't really have any kind of rank associated with them, and then you see like a few privates, a lieutenant or two. You see a few first air lieutenants and second air lieutenants. Abram, you recognize that as Iron Wing pilot ranks. First and second air lieutenants. Yeah, I think Colonel Armstrong is probably who's at the top of that list, though.
And he's here in this building.
Apparently, at least he's on the roster. He's not necessarily here, but
I am going to download that list of names for later use.
okay.
Yeah.
I am
Yes.
not going to write you 300 names to send to you, but you have the list of people who work at the
It's a tool,
outpost.
don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's fine.
Okay.
Um,
So they have Iron Wings here?
I'm
Well, they got
also
the
going-
pilots at least.
I'm
The
also-
pilots are
thirsty,
useless
ho?
without the Iron Wing. Salivate.
I'm also gonna look through to see the most recent mission.
You people are clever for your own good. Roll another Arcana check. That's not information readily available to the public.
Leave in the heart of the
18.
Yay.
There was a rebellion put down in Cornic a few days ago.
Ooh.
Hold on. A rebellion in Cornic. That's actually very interesting.
Yeah, it was
Anything else of
a
note?
few people. I mean, are you gonna look through? Oh, we'll be all here. We'll be here all day if I read you every single mission that has taken place since the ISF arrival. It's been months. Just to give you a time frame.
In the past week.
In the past week, revolt in Cornic. Small, like, quick rebellion, like a few youngsters up to no good that were, making a ruckus. You see a few exploratory missions out into the mountains to the north and a little bit of the forest, but it was deemed to be too difficult terrain. That, I believe, would be all, besides a few, daily tasks of, please recon this area, we're taking our patrols, and blah, 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 blah.
That's not of any use to me.
ISF has been here for a few months, though.
Alright.
Just to give you a rough idea, because you were asking, was it, the time frame of when the orb did that thing? And the answer is no, apparently they've been here before then.
Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna close it down, and I'm gonna go back to my friends.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Your friends are finishing up their paperwork. Aurelio?
Yeah.
Do you have a savings number? Savings account?
No.
Fine.
Wait a minute.
And
I was gonna say, can we put one of ours on his paper?
do you
Because we have.
Abram? Do
What?
you have
I mean,
a savings account?
How are we getting paid by our current employers if we don't have a place for the money to go? Or are they just handing it to us every time we go to a Sears station?
Well, I kind of figured that she would be like Counselor Meyer. I kind of figured they'd make you Lunaris accounts that you could
That's
access.
what I'm saying. And would they know that it's Lunaris?
Well, what about
Giving them
I
what about
would roll.
personal? What about
okay,
personal
maybe we
savings
should. I was
accounts?
gonna say maybe we should let Nyx have the money.
Okay,
'Cause she
Nyx,
probably has a-
Yeah, you definitely. Yeah, you pay for an apartment. Wow, that suddenly became an actual tool. Yeah, okay. Sure. Yeah, Nyx put down
Jesus.
Aurelio, as long as you don't mind the money going into Nyx's account.
No.
Okay, yeah. Nyx, you give the savings number.
Totally fine.
You got $100.
Yay!
Nice.
Just gonna add that to my repertoire.
Hey, that's totally like a fake number, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just couldn't help but notice that 774 is the first three there, and I was just kind of like, that's.
Let's put that money in the what the frick?
One for
You
the-
can't. You guys broke in someplace and did an odd job.
money, the treasury.
Yeah, hang on.
Maybe later.
I was gonna say,
Let me-
remember
let
to
me-
do that later.
Let me
Okay.
embrace the fact that I have over 100 credits in my thing so far.
Aurelio just illegal
Are you
immigranted this. Play.
Yeah, I
He just
did.
snuck in, did a job, and got
We
paid.
snuck in and did a job.
You're
We
like
took our
some kind of weird
jobs.
reverse. You're like Santa Claus. You broke in so that you could fix something, and now you're leaving.
I mean, I fixed it.
Yeah, you really did.
They're welcome.
God. Oh my god.
Let it be known I offered you a chance to sabotage.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see a reason to.
No, honestly, Aurelio, I respect that.
because I don't know what they're
you guys
doing.
are you're sitting in the waiting room.
I don't know what they're doing.
It's
a war
probably a good
machine.
decision to not just start breaking things as soon as you
Yeah.
possible.
Yes, that is true.
You
Yeah.
are
But
just
also
in a waiting
we
room.
Now that we've gotten paid, okay, do we want to go deeper and try to find more NPCs, or do we want to leave?
Go deep. Go
Okay.
deep until they throw us out.
What time is it?
It
It's
is 3
4?
o'clock. 3 o'clock.
We should probably
Yeah.
get going then.
Your choice.
Well, unless we're gonna get stuck here for 2 hours, we might have time to look around more. Maybe find an NPC. God, I don't know. I'm so scared to talk to an NPC because they're gonna start asking questions. Oh, I meant to ask, is there scientists on that list?
Yeah, there was several scientists on the list. Several You actually see people who are listed as like operators, just like Luigi, like weather people and like
They're meek.
geological.
Let's find one of them.
They're meek. We found the weak prey.
Can we just go?
You want to just seriously like turn the corner and start walking down the hallway deeper into the complex?
Sure.
You don't know where you guys are going?
Me neither.
Roll survival.
I sure don't. Survival.
A survival check will dictate if you guys can kind of figure out where you're going. Can you tell me what the goal is? I don't mind you guys just saying, like, we're trying to find this, and then we'll roll survival to see if you find it. I think that would be the best way to resolve this.
I want to find a room similar to that one in the slow one, because I want to see what they're looking for or at.
Only one of you get to pick to roll survival, so you guys pick who?
This the
Nix is a hunter.
wisdom. Who
I
has
have
wisdom.
I have a +4 in survival.
Okay, that's probably the best, unless Aurelio has more.
I highly doubt that Aurelio
not
de
me.
la Fuente has
I
a
have the
higher
highest-
wisdom modifier than Nyx.
Well, survival, I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Just but the name makes sense, but then it's
22.
nice.
Okay, yeah, Nyx, I feel like the combined party knowledge, you kind of like get a general inkling of where you should be going, and you get to an impasse, like a four-way intersection, and you have no idea, and you look down the right and you see like a person in a lab coat walk by at the end of the hall, and you're like, and then you just kind of follow them for a while. With the 22, I'm also going to say you know how to get back as well. Eventually you do find you walk into an area that's actually very big. It's like a lot of labs, a lot of people just kind of sitting at desks or cubicles. They don't seem to be paying you any mind. Abram and Nyx, did you guys dress up at any point? I'm assuming that we're going to include that along with your break-in situation, that you like got some overalls and maybe you did some oilies on your face to make it look like you've been working all day. And
Yeah.
okay, I'll give you that benefit of the doubt. And
We have different outfits. We gotta draw that later next.
yeah, whatever your mechanical outfits were.
Mechanic, Abram and next.
You know, you walk by, and I'll give you the option. There are some spare lab coats, just like when Aurelio snuck in and pretended to be Dr. Strauss. Do you want to choose to change outfits? Now I'm going to start paying attention to what your hitman-like persona is. If you want to keep the mechanic or the scientist outfits, up to you.
I'll do the scientist because I can pull it off better, and
I
I'm
was gonna
also
say,
going to part my hair so it looks like I actually have a full head of hair,
Part it down the
complete
middle.
with ponytail. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Aurelio, do you want to switch from a mechanic outfit to a lab outfit, or do you want to stay in the mechanic outfit? We're gonna keep track of.
I just got back
now. Yes.
Welcome back.
You found labs. You can change
Okay.
outfits to lab coats, or you can stay in the mechanical outfits.
How much labs are there?
How much of labs is? It's a big facility. It seems like quite a lot of lab.
Is Nyx being a lab?
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
Okay, I stay mechanic then.
Okay, Abram.
Mechanic.
All right, that sounds good to me. You're walking amongst the people, and they don't seem to be paying you much mind. Yeah, people printing out papers, lots of collated like printers, just like working it back and forth. You see someone on a radio station that seems to just be corresponding between a few people relaying some information. What is the goal? Paint me a
I want
word
to
picture.
eavesdrop.
Okay, who are you
What
gonna
are they
use?
talking about?
What are they talking about in general?
Oh, on the radio. On the yeah.
Okay,
Is
wow.
that anything interesting? Or are they?
Sure. Roll perception. I'm bouncing around a lot in my notes. If it takes me a second to respond, don't mind me.
That's okay. 16.
16. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
You overhear them talking about something called the Cleft Mountains, and
I know what that is.
efforts to maintain it and see what the damage is, what the how unstable the rock face might be, and they seem to be kind of talking about it in a way that implies responsibility, and they're trying to fix it or at least examine.
Oh my god! I can't believe they're the ones that broke the mountain.
Cleft mountains. It's just mountains that have a cleft, and
Yeah. Because they fucking cleft it.
And
Okay.
you hear there's a weather monitoring station just like at the Slove place. It seems like they're just talking about storms that are out at sea, trying to just keep the boats up to speed on that, so they don't end up with any kind of issues. Apparently a storm cloud out there is might be an issue. You hear them talking about the cruisers up above. Presumably battleships out of sight beyond the clouds, high up into lower atmosphere, into orbit, making navigational plots so that they don't end up having interference with one another one way or another. Not really worried about crashing in space, but more maximizing survey like potential and radio interference. Seems to be a big complicated mess. Is there anything in particular you're looking for? I'd really
No,
hate
that
to.
was actually. No,
Okay.
that was okay. That was actually interesting. It's their fault the mountain's in half. That's what I'm gonna assume for now.
I think that's a safe assumption.
Yes. That's fucking crazy. Okay, but. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, one last thing is that you do hear a few people talking about this has nothing to do with the lab, because why would they? This doesn't make any sense. But you overhear a few people talking about the rebels that have been since incarcerated in Cornic.
Incarcerated in Cornic. Anything in particular about them? Or are they just like,
They
hey,
were.
did you hear about
They're
them?
just the people who are. They're like, oh man, did you hear about those kids in Cornic? Oh man, yeah, wow. Fucking
Alright.
dumb kid rebels, right? Everybody wants to be a hero, and now this is what they're gonna get.
I'll probably pursue that, but I don't want to take more turn. I'll
Okay.
do that now.
Anybody else? Nix or Elia? I'm not gonna make you roll like initiative, but either you have an immediate thing you want to do.
Not really.
Okay.
Eh,
And we're just following these two.
Okay.
Oh god. don't do
Someone takes a look at you, Nix,
uh-oh.
and then kind of like looks you up and down, and then they like kind of like go back to their work.
that. You've been eyed.
Let it be known that I look absolutely average. My hair is not blue.
Yeah, what color is it?
Brown.
Understood.
How horrifying.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, did you have anything before I talk forever again?
There's no empty desk or anything, right?
No, there's plenty of empty desks, but why do you need one?
I was
Touch
gonna
the
go snooping.
computers.
Okay, yeah, you can use.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you sit down at a desk and there's a stapler and some paperwork, and it seems to be someone went on a coffee break, and you people are just getting fucking jobs. You're just like, why are we even doing it? Why didn't you just like make a job application, Aurelio, and Nick? Like what's going on here? You're like
Aurelio
broke
signs
in.
up to work for the ISF instead.
Oh my.
I work here now.
Yeah, like you guys broke in, and now you're just like doing actual legitimate jobs for these people. I bet someone's
You
next
never
to
let me finish. You never let me finish.
Someone got you a cup of coffee already. It's too late.
God.
Did you hear about those Mets?
Oh my god.
I don't watch much sports.
No, I get you. Pretty boring. They move on with their lives, unlike me.
Oh my god.
All right, what are we doing next?
I'm. What kind of security clearance does this computer have in particular?
More than an administrator would, because it's a lab technician. What do you want?
I want to look at their top secret
What?
files.
Oh my god, they're top secret. Fine. Roll another computer check. You're in the
I'm gonna
fucking
get-
labs.
I'm gonna get-
Ah, I'm being played like a fiddle. Okay. All right, that's not great, but you do see that they've been really focusing on weather patterns in terms of storms, lightning strikes, yada yada. And you also get that, yes, they've been looking at the standing stones too. They've been checking out for like ionization of the air and like other samples from the ground around them.
I'm gonna go snooping into the ISF personnel files to see what's going on in Slove, how that's going.
Oh my gosh. Everyone's
How
just
long
like,
has that been?
It's been,
like 2 days, right?
Yeah, a few days.
All right, this isn't. How far is that from Slove? Okay, information in this setting actually takes a while to transmit because of the whole speed of light is a limiter thing. So information has to be sent through the gateway using contemporary radio signals, and it has to travel along the same path that your ship does through that black space. However, I think that it would always travel faster than you guys did. So if you managed to get here, the information from Slove would have managed to get here as well. So I guess it would have updated by now. Yes, okay. Sorry, I was just working that out in my head. I wasn't really trying to like explain to you guys, more so as explain to myself. You see that the entire Slove outpost has basically been dismantled and people have been redistributed for either leave or just being reassigned elsewhere. They've made a way bigger presence, though. Like, an outpost that is the same size as the one you are currently in has now been installed on Slove, and, like, a ship is
ruined
permanently in
Slove.
orbit. They have just been taking apart that ruin.
Oh my god, that's fucked up. I'm sad. We should have killed them all.
Yeah.
Except for Avery, sorry.
You see that oh god, what was her name?
There's
Veronica?
There's a
No,
Veronica.
the
there's
little
a-
engineer. Katie?
Oh, what's her face?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know her.
Yeah, her. Damn, I'll find her name again. I feel bad that I forgot her. But yeah, she just still works there as an engineer for the drills that they've reinstalled. Avery no longer works there. Luigi's gone. Yusuf, God knows.
God.
Yeah, Veronica, Victoria, Tracy Anson, Private Tracy Anson, an ISF Iron Wing technician. Aw, she was so cute. She's still there.
Not cute enough. Okay. Avery's gone though, huh?
Avery's gone. Avery's gone, and you are just looking at a list of who is there, and it does not include where it went. So if you're trying to figure out where he is currently, you can rest assured it's not on Slove.
You can rest assured no one has any idea.
Thanks.
Please email him.
Alright.
I'm curious now.
I'm gonna close off the computer and I'm going to leave.
All right. And are you going to take your 2 friends with you, or is there something else you want to do while you're here? You are
Do
now
you guys
at-
want to do anything?
I think
I
it's
wanna
like
a-
3:20.
I want to ask about the insurrection in Cornick.
Okay. Abram, you see 2 people next to a water cooler.
I'm not good at talking. I'm
One
so
of them
scared.
is in a purple jumpsuit with a badge on it, marking him as a mechanic, and the other one is wearing a white lab coat with some glasses. They're both blonde, however, one is in a more like shaggy kind of appearance, a little bit of a beatnik beard going on. The other one is very clean shaven. What do you do?
I'm so scared. I'm gonna accidentally punch somebody. Aurelio, come stand by me.
I stand by for
You'll make
moral
me feel
support.
better. Kind of like the goats that travel with the horses to make them feel better. Okay.
You get
Hey,
advantage.
Yeah, thanks. My
No,
goat.
no, I'm sorry. You get inspiration, so that's advantage on one thing of your choice.
I could give you an inspiration too if you want.
Maybe it won't be terrible. Maybe I'll be normal.
Inspiration in this setting works so that if you roll something, you can choose to re-roll it if you think it's bad, but you have to say so before I tell you whether it's a success or a failure, before the result is determined. So if you roll an 8, you could be like, gotta re-roll that maybe. Or if you roll like a 15, you could be like, I don't know, does it cut it? Do we want to re-roll it? See what we get? Do we
Okay.
want to roll with it? Yes, it's your choice.
Shit. Well, I mean, I think it's a pretty simple question. He looks pretty casual, mostly because he looks like bored and indifferent all the time, and he's just like, I heard about the rebellion in Cornick. What exactly was that about? That seems unusual for them.
The one person holding a cup of water looks at you and then back to the other man and leans over the tankard of water back to you and says, "Oh yeah, a few of those kids from the downtrodden, the what's the word? Some kind of low class kids, you know, bunch of teens, kind of college age. They figured that they wanted to do some kind of little rebellion, but." Only maybe 20 of them got together, and they walled off one of the streets and built a little barricade out of some cars, but they only withheld for a day. Put a lot of dents in our Jeeps, though. Laid caltrops all across the streets.
What for?
Protest. They don't want us ISF people here.
Weren't they the ones that asked for ISF?
I
Maybe not
know.
those kids in particular.
I know, it's crazy. And then the other guy speaks up. Indeed, it's very strange. You'd think that the Cornick people would prefer to have us down with them. We have promised them a protection. I don't know why they would be speaking up against us. We're not doing anything. It's just a job. I'd say we'd be bringing business even. We've been hiring mechanics off the street left and right. Have you tried this new bakery on 3rd Street? It is absolutely marvelous.
Aurelio speaks up. A bakery on 3rd Street. Would you say like a
I
10
love
out of
bread.
10
I love
kind of thing? Or?
Oh, I'd say give it maybe like a 7 out of 10, but my, is it pretty good. Oh, their Danish is scrumptious.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
He looks at Abram and rolls some dice.
Yeah, he does do that.
No.
He doesn't say anything, but he seems to be very enamored by that Danish.
Oh.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Danishes are good, yes. Abram, Does Abram notice him looking at him?
I mean,
feel like
he
would,
looks
but
at you with his eyes through
Well,
his
I
glasses.
didn't know if he was like side-eyeing me or if he was just staring at me.
No, it's just over his coffee. You know.
Okay, he's staring back at him because he's looking at him.
Yeah.
So they're staring at
It
each other.
doesn't matter how he looked at him. That was your
Nice.
response, no matter what. I know it.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if he was gonna karate chop me, we have something to talk about.
He looks kind of frail. He looks kind of like more of a desk job kind of guy.
Good.
You could break him.
I could. But anyway, I don't. And
Give me a signal if you need me to bail you out.
that we're fine. I don't know what's wrong with him. What does he have an expression on his face?
No, he's fine. You guys are really.
Oh, okay.
He just rolled a perception to see if
I'm
you look
so
out of place. He rolled a 7. Okay, he rolled a 7. It's okay.
I'm
You're
so
fine.
scared
Everyone is
all the
okay.
time.
45 seconds have been dedicated to
I'm
you trying
very
to figure
in
out
character,
how
okay?
he is looking at you. I understand completely. Abram is definitely. You guys all look at Abram actually, and you know that he's got this perpetual frown, like very serious professional expression. He does look uncomfortable.
Yeah.
He looks out of place, and he's perpetually looking over his shoulders in a metaphorical way, but every now and then, literally.
Yeah, I was gonna say now and then. Yeah, he does look uncomfortable. In fact, okay, after being stared at for a while, he does kind of like shift in place, tuck his hands in his mechanical overall pockets, and he just turns to go while they talk about the fucking Danishes and shit.
I give
he
him a
kind
good
of
old pat pat.
exhales. Oh, thanks. He exhales as he
little
leaves the
pat.
situation. The
Okay.
pat makes me feel better though.
I think you three have
Nice.
regrouped. You're just kind of like standing off to the side, looking through some windows down at people doing engine tests, while Nick sits at her desk pretending to do paperwork. What's the plan?
I tap Nix on the shoulder, like silently, letting her know that he's done. I don't know if she's done.
Yeah, she's done. She's
Okay.
good.
Is there anything or anyone or anything else that you guys want to attempt while you're here? You got plenty of time. Time is not an issue this time. Time.
The clock was going too.
Time never stops.
Time's all around us.
I think we did get some pretty interesting. So like, what the fuck is going on? Like, okay, obviously those guys are like, well, we're not doing anything, but the ISF is fucking doing something. They're always doing something. And in this place, they have like crazy taxes and like embargoes and shit. So I don't know what they're doing in Cornick.
Oh no, taxes.
Taxes.
Sorry.
You wanna sit with the water cooler guys and debate like economy for a while?
I mean, I considered being like, are you sure you're not doing anything? But Abram, he probably would have said that if he had less control of himself, but I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt today.
Reward that boy with a Danish later.
Maybe.
Oh,
Let's
wait.
get a Danish.
Fuck.
What?
There wouldn't be. They're called
I was gonna
Slovishes.
say- I was gonna say they're called oysters.
They're called Slovishes.
Slovishes.
they're delicious.
That sounds disgusting.
So does Danish, but nobody really thinks about it that
No, it
hard.
doesn't. Slovish sounds like it's like oozing and slime.
You know what? You know, in Slow, there's one other city, and it's called Danesland, and now we've settled this
Danesland.
continuity disruption.
All right, thanks. I was worried. Let's go get
So
a
happy.
immersion.
Let's go get one of these. Let's go to the bakery. Fuck it.
Okay.
Sweet.
If we're done here, we can go to the bakery.
That 100 that I earned, Danish.
All right.
Let's buy 100 Danish.
You guys are gonna walk out.
Yeah.
Walk out the way it
Yeah.
came. Okay, I'm going. One of you, please roll a d20, completely
We're really
unmodified,
dumb.
For what?
random encounter.
Not
Who's gonna
Abram.
roll? Yeah, I'm
Not
rolling
Abram.
really bad today.
I mean, I've been rolling pretty
Yeah,
okay.
Nick's-
Yeah,
Nick's
Nick,
is-
let's do Nick.
That means she's due for a bad one.
All right, next.
Fuck. No.
Ow!
As you walk out the doors, the sliding doors part, and you are met with a huge man blocks the doorway out.
Hmm.
You
Oh.
look up at a man in dark blue metallic armor, and you see dark skin, dark black goatee, bald head, brown eyes staring down at you, arms folded behind their back. What do you do?
Oh, excuse me.
Nice. I mean, no, I'm serious. That's exactly what you should do.
Nice.
Excuse me, get out of the way.
They step aside to the back and allow you to pass through, but their body still blocks half of the hall.
Thanks.
Sick.
She attempts to move past, still saying "excuse me" as she goes by.
Okay.
Excuse me.
You walk by.
Mhm.
Aurelio.
Yeah, I just do the same thing.
Okay. Abram.
Excuse me, sir.
Can I tell? Is he the colonel? Does he have any markings on his armor?
Roll perception.
I'm afraid.
Abram, open your fucking eyes right now. 12.
You quickly. I'm actually using that almost as like a stealth check to see if you can do this unsuspiciously.
Yeah, I was gonna say he does it as he goes by.
Yeah. So you look to your left, and on the breastplate, like emblazoned into the metal, is Colonel.
Okay.
And then you walk by and keep on going.
Mm-hmm.
Don't stop.
I-
Don't hesitate.
Do not turn back.
Okay.
You
Do not
can't smell
collect
my fear. I'm not
$200.
afraid.
As you walked by, though, you did see their eyes, like, just looking down their nose as they just watched the three of you go by in turn.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
mean,
then
I wasn't acting suspicious.
The doors slide closed behind him.
Any good colonel knows we're not supposed to be fucking there, but it's okay. We're on the way out.
What do you do?
We fucking leave.
Where do you go? At an unprecedented speed for an ISF mechanic, you people just fucking bolt it. Out the front gates, past the person that first let you in, he gives you a quick nod on the way by, and you are gone back into the tutorial area, the tourist areas, and all of the people and all the different fashions and clothes and ways and walks of lives. Back up the inclines, up to the main city.
I have since taken off the thing.
Presumably,
I was
yes.
gonna say, did we walk out with these
I don't
clothes
know.
that we did on the way in?
I think
I
that,
mean, she has it draped around her arm.
I think it's okay. I think
just
it's
stall
okay.
clothes.
Yeah. I could make the guy roll to like notice that, but I just don't think that he cares.
It's fine. It's just funny imagining. All
Yeah.
right, let's go to the bakery.
Bakery.
Abram Hungy.
Bakery.
go to the 3rd Street Bakery, and
Yeah.
you see a corner store with big glass windows and lots of window panes, very old-fashioned, and a tall smokestack. And you head inside, and behind the counter, in the back, you see a big old room with 3 roaring open fires with pans going in and out, old traditional furnaces.
Good.
What do you order?
All good.
It smells
I
great.
mean, Danishes are legendary, apparently.
Apparently. Okay, you want to buy 3 Danishes?
Yeah, I want a strawberry one.
Okay, you buy 3.
Blueberry.
Is there a raspberry?
They're $5 each.
Do it.
Okay.
You think I'm afraid with my
no,
money?
No, $5 each. You buy strawberry Danish.
Think I'm afraid?
you
Nix is a credit
raspberry
card.
Danish.
We put it on the company card. Our first purchase, Danishes.
Alright. 5, 10, so 15. I need a calculator.
This makes it so we won't have to buy dumb, like...
You guys just
Oh, wait, are
you just
are you
left your
charged-
job. You just went.
Are you buying it all Nick's? I was gonna buy my own.
Yeah.
I want you to
Okay.
pay for everything.
Sure.
I mean,
15
I've
bucks.
got-
next.
I mean, hey, I worked for that, so...
I mean,
We're using
yeah.
the hundo.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm using the
Abram
hundo.
lets Nick's pay.
Wipe out that card, mama.
Got it. Done.
Sugar mama.
Okay. Yeah. I do want to point out that you're paying with your electronic card that is signed Seema Arzella.
Oh my god.
That's fine.
We
Okay.
can't leave a footprint.
No, they can trail us for Danishes, it's okay.
Abram just punches the card reader. No witnesses.
I think that you buy the Danishes unaffected by the reality of the situation.
Okay.
Ooh,
A
boy.
big man, portly belly, black mustache, hands over your 3 Danishes and some delicious laminated wax paper. And they are indeed quite sweet. And you guys seriously just did a normal fucking day of living in this town. You went and did your day job, and then you went and got a
Well, listen,
delicious snack
sometimes we're
afterward.
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
uncomfortably normal.
It's healthy for us to pretend to be normal sometimes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you got some Danishes, and you're eating them at one of the side
Yay.
tables, looking out the window. The store is like raised maybe 5 feet. You have to walk up some stairs to get in. So
feel
you're
good,
like
guys.
overlooking the streets of the Seo.
I feel good.
Time to make it not good. Is there anyone in here that looks like they're not from this town?
Everyone around you looks like they're from a different walk of life. There's a crazy amount of cultures in here. You see like another woman with a veil over their face, someone with like a just like a blue tunic, another person with like just a good old fashioned muscle shirt, someone looks like a worker, a miner or something, someone with a big old hat in the back.
Let me tell you
You
what
see-
I'm looking for. I want to know. There's no way I would know this, but like out of character, I'm trying to figure out if I could ask someone about the Cornic thing, like someone from Cornic, but I don't know what they would look like unless they have like a
Oh,
yellow
man.
flower in their hair for some reason. How convenient that would be.
I'll let you roll perception because you're good at that, and I will assign a number for it, but it's not going to be easy.
Sure.
It won't hurt to roll, I guess.
It always hurts to roll today.
Yeah, well, at least
It's
you
okay, I
get
was
the
just
bad
saying.
ones out of the way. You can't really tell. It's such a
Rolling
mix.
so bad all
It's
day.
such a mix and a variety of cultures that it's really
Okay.
hard to see. Like, oh, that person's from Cornic. Without maybe, I guess you could start asking questions, but
Is anyone here from Cornic? I do not do that, but that's okay.
You can. I'm not going to stop you, but
That would be terrible.
Dude, I figured out a way to ask if anyone's from Cornic without asking anyone's from Cornic.
What?
Right? Like, okay, I have a guitar with me, right? We could do like a love song, and we'd be like, I'm looking for my girl from Cornic. you know? And
Yeah.
if there's any Cornic people, they'll be like, wow, I can't believe
Wait,
you're from
wow,
Cornic."
I'm from Cornic.
Yeah. That could work, right?
Did you-
DM hit me up. That'll work.
I will assign it the same number value that Abram's perception roll would have had, except you're going to use performance, and you will have to live with the fact that you are now going to get up, go outside, get out your guitar. And I think I'm going to make you... I think I'm going to ask you a question, Aurelio, and I think this is how we're going to handle this whole massive inventory thing. I think you're only going to be allowed, like, one big thing, and right now
I only have
you've-
my guitar on me.
Okay, no sledgehammer?
No, all the melee weapons are on the ship.
And what about the assault rifle that you bought?
That's on me. That's on me. No, that's there.
I think I'm gonna make you pick one or the other because a guitar is not super.
The guitar-
small.
No, it was a travel guitar though. You said it folded up.
but
No, you can't retcon that. You said it folded up onto my hip.
Yeah, but it's not like
And then
I
I-
have space on my back thing. It's a weight thing
Yeah, but I only have the automatic rifle.
and the two pistols.
No, the pistols are in the ship.
Tell me what you have. Okay, so you have rifle, guitar.
I have rifle, guitar,
Yeah.
and then like my tiny things.
What are the tiny things, Aurelio?
Like I have playing cards.
Okay, no, I meant more like things that you can use to kill people with.
You said you can't kill people with flying cards.
No, I just have my mercenary
Alright,
long gun.
okay,
with
that's
my
fine.
guitar.
You
'Cause
got
I didn't
all-
want to bring the two pistols.
That's fine. You got the long.
Because I get
gun.
1d8 plus dex for the long gun.
Yeah, but you're not proficient.
like- But I still get dex, which
yes.
gives it more than my pistols.
Pistols use dexterity.
Do I get plus dex to the pistols?
To hit, yes. You can rethink your life decisions after this.
No, I'm
Okay?
gonna keep the mercenary gun because it has longer distance.
Sure. You head outside and you're gonna set up your guitar, and while the other two eat danishes in front of you, you're gonna sing and you're gonna roll performance. And I'd like to see maybe like a few verses. If it's okay.
Okay.
I won't force you, but you know,
If
So,
anyone can do it.
were they from Cornwall?
Cornic.
Cornic?
We're already doomed.
Ugh.
You are already dead. Nani?
All right, let's hear some singing.
All right. Okay. So, this is a folk tune rap, right? With guitar.
Slam poetry. Go ahead.
Slam poetry. Was it Cornic?
Yes.
Yes.
Cornic. Yeah.
I say to the side inside of the house. Cornic.
Yes, it's Cornic.
Cornic. All right.
Abram and Nix, do you do anything?
No.
Okay.
Okay, we're just watching.
Uh-huh.
Okay. 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 I need a beat. Some drop down a sick beat.
My God.
Okay. Right. I had a sweetie. I really liked her feeties.
You've already.
She was sweet as icing from the shop that is so pricey, and but I'm missing her because she's from Cornic, and I'd really like to fornicate with her. All right.
If nothing else, someone will react. Oh no, I'm from Cornic. I need to leave.
DM. TM.
Someone from the street speaks up.
Yay!
Aye, that be mitty. That's disrespectful of you, young man.
You're telling me.
Why are you from Cornick?
Aye, I be from Cornick.
Awesome. We need you inside. Come here.
Yes, time to fornicate.
You wee bleating little mongrel. I ain't going anywhere with you.
Do I need to come out here and pick this person up?
I think you have seconds to say whatever you want to say before this person leaves.
I have to ask him some questions, I guess. Or, I don't know, or you can have me come outside and try to bring them inside. How are they an old person?
Yes, they are an old person.
Get away from my show.
Get him! Right out the door. Abram says, we'd just like to ask you a few questions.
They look at you with a wary eye.
I was gonna say we're new here, but that doesn't help anything.
That
That makes it worse. I'm not.
Aurelia says, sorry, sir, that was offensive. I needed to garner a reaction from someone from Cornick, because we need to find out who was from Cornick without asking and being rude. He says as blatantly as possible, like completely straight face.
This old man stares at you with a level of fortitude and constitution that is uncanny.
Oh god.
Aye? And what you need to be asking?
Abram.
Oh my god. Okay. I've been hearing rumors about some kind of rebellion in Cornick.
Aye, it'd be a sad day.
Was it? What happened? From what I hear, it was just a little thing.
A bunch of young adults take it upon themselves to see if they can be changing the future. They don't want ISF in there, and so they spoke up.
Do you want ISF in there?
Of course not. What do I look like? Not from Leonfiel. Look at me, dirty tunic.
Wait. So nobody from Leon Fial wants ISF?
Nobody who's not true Leonfiel blood, of course.
Well, I heard they welcome the ISF, Cornick specifically.
He takes his cane up and, like, shakes it at you and grabs his own wrist and puts it down.
He stops himself.
Stops himself, he looks above and says, Lord above, you stop me from whipping the living daylights out of this young whippersnapper.
Please. Anyway.
Any day, old man.
He just stands there and waits. Well, why would people say that?
Foreigners, outsiders. They always come in and they've never had any good intentions for us people. First it was the Mondenan occupation, and then as soon as we got our freedom after the war, Leonfial suddenly is swarmed with these troopers.
Oh my god. Why did it have to be an old man?
I hope DM actually spat on his floor.
Collateral damage. That's interesting. What are they doing to Cornick that's so awful?
He looks a little, like, sheepish for a second, and he's like, aye, well, taxes, mostly. They be dismantling the local election and simply appointing mayors. But it's not about... Alright, fine, you got me. They're not laying up people and killing them in the street, but it's not about that. It's about liberty. It's about freedom. It's about controlling your own city, your own people. It's about not having to rely on generals and directors and councils and people so far away you'll never see them with your own two eyes. Is it so wrong to want a little self-control?
Of course not.
Aye, be my grandson amongst the people incarcerated.
Oh, well that's...
So you best be leaving off.
Wait, what's his name?
Name.
His name be James.
James. What are you doing over here in, the Sail Cliffs?
Retired. I was a sailor for a while, and I always loved the cliffside here, and the way the moon shone through the twin peaks of the mountain.
Wait, it's always been... Oh, wait, no. Oh, speaking of the mountains, what is that?
What do you mean, what about?
What's a mountain?
What the fuck is a mountain?
You don't know what a mountain is, Sonny?
The cleft within the mountain. What is
Aye, the Cleft Mountains.
that? Was that always there?
I suppose, aye. And he turns and looks over to the north, far beyond the forests, a little bit more to the northwest, I suppose. And in the distance, you see the beginnings of a mountain range, and you see these two particular mountains that are tall and strong and white-capped and gray all down the sides, down to whatever valleys lie deep beneath. And the tallest of these two peaks has a perfect split running down the dead center, revealing a sky on the other side, as if a whole slice has just been taken right out of the middle. Two peaks have become three. Oh, that. Why, that be because of the war.
The war?
Aye.
Which war? There's been a lot of wars.
The genetic conflicts. Those genome soldiers. A long gun cut right across the land. Split the mountain right down the middle.
Holy shit.
Aye. No, dread not. Aye, that not be for the likes of soldiers and infantry on the ground. It's hard to tell how much power lies in a ship like that until it turns its guns on the ground, on the forests, the trees, and then you see it, then you notice it, the kind of raw destruction those people pretend to have control over. You don't get an adequate effect in space. You just see the flashing lights, no sound.
Still just as terrifying.
Aye, in atmosphere, on the ground, you see the red. You hear the roar. You feel the vibration in your bones as the rock melts and gives way and a mountain splits down the middle. It was a dark day. But I, Leon Fial, survived. Others, they weren't so lucky. But we remember them. That's the Leon Fial way. The standing stones, they mark the passing. As they always have.
The standing stones are a grave marker?
Aye,
monument?
for warriors innumerable going back far, far before the modern era. Once they were adorned with names, now they just hold the spirits that remember. Now you, Sonny! And he pokes his cane at Aurelia right in the stomach, and damn, he rolls it hard. Aurelia, you take a point of damage.
Oh my
You
god.
get a thunk right in the appendix.
Nick says, I'm so sorry about my my cousin. He's not the brightest bulb. If you can catch my drift.
Hobbled over and bent back, he looks up at you with down a crowned nose, like a long crow-like nose, and shakes his cane at you too and says, you keep him in line.
I promise it won't happen again, sir. I took my eye off him for 2 seconds.
Indeed.
You know how children are.
Indeed. What's your name?
My name is Seema.
Indeed. And what about your cousin? Your cousin? Sister? Brother? What was he?
Cousin.
Sister.
Sister, brother.
Aye, he be
Brother
looking a
Aurelia.
little bit like a sissy to me.
Oh my god.
Aurelio said nothing. He's
Trust
just,
me, he is.
he has his head down. And he's kind of like,
Trust me, he's completely harmless.
He holds out his cane and hooks it underneath your chin, Aurelio, and pulls it up so you're looking at him.
He's gonna kill Aurelia.
Aye, boy, you carry a good tune and a good voice, too. You put it to good work.
Oh.
Not debasing the people. Aye, you hear
Yes,
me?
sir. Yes, sir.
And then he puts his cane down. Now, if that'll be all, I be on my way.
Have a good day, sir.
Yeah!
I'm very sorry.
Big mood.
And he walks away slowly, his tunic disappearing amongst the throng of people.
Oh my
Aurelio
god.
just like
Next.
looks back towards you two and goes, "Do you see what you made me do?"
Next turns to Aurelio. Did you have to offend them?
That was the easiest.
I mean, how
way
many
to get
words
someone
rhyme
to
with
speak up.
Cornic?
It's true. What else could I said?
It is 4:30. What do you do?
Flornick?
Go back.
We gotta go back to the bar. Wait, what happened? Bornick.
Flornick?
Bornick with the red B
To the
emoji. Back
bar.
to the bar. Yeah. Tavern.
Back to the
whatever
Batmobile.
All right, I think it takes you about 20 minutes to get back to the tavern.
Perfect.
Oh, so we're there right on time.
Yep.
Yeah,
Sweet.
what time is it? 4:50.
It's 5 o'clock right now. Let's do it.
5 o'clock.
Where's Dr. Farmer?
Doctor
5
Doctor
o'clock
Farmer.
somewhere.
Roll perception.
Do you really want me to do it?
Yeah, I want to see a number above 15 tonight from Abram.
Don't.
You won't.
Yeah, won't. You got that right. Where am I? I don't even know where I am.
I know.
Nice.
I
How
know
am I
it's a
supposed to
classic
perceive anyone?
DM mistake. Ooh. I mean, you get it,
Can I
but like,
assist?
damn. No, it's okay. You got it.
Why
This
am I
was
like
this was
this?
really just me trying to get Abram get his funk back.
I think. You know what? I have a reason for this, but I'll tell you later.
Is it because you dug up an ancient Native American burial ground? Is
Did
it
you
because
just
you
give
like
him his funk?
did you kick a gypsy on the way home? Like what when?
No.
How, okay, well we'll get there. Anyway, you look over at the bar and sitting astride an old rickety stool is a man you haven't seen before. Short
That's
black
like
hair,
all-
straight and shiny.
How old does he look?
Oh,
Yeah, good question.
late 40s.
All right.
I'll take it.
Lisa's gonna go over to the bar and she says, "Can I buy you a drink?"
He looks up at you and he's got some rather almond eyes and he's Asian. I just want to point that out. You know, it's hard to like explain that in a setting that like doesn't really have that kind of concept since you know those continents don't exist.
So he's not Asian.
So he's not Asian, but he is.
Okay.
Yeah, and he kind of looks a little weary, kind of like little. Do I know you?
No, just
Do you want to?
Yes.
no. We're not doing that. We're not doing this.
Oh,
We're not
good.
doing this.
He cute.
Okay.
We're not pouring out Nicks.
He's like a
It's
6
not
out of 10.
Okay.
Could be
Just
worse. Go ahead.
decided to be nice.
Okay, sure, why not?
Right, and she puts down 2 coins for 2 drinks.
Get 2 drinks and you mark down 2 credits.
Are you Dr. Farmer? That's good.
So are you're Dr. Robertson, right?
He looks at you, kind of narrows his eyes, but he kind of concedes and nods. Yeah, that'd be me.
I read a news article.
Oh, yeah, that. Kind of worried that it'd be kind of weird. I'm not answering any questions about any more stuff. The paper said that the story was done, and that's the only one I'd have to do. So, if you're another journalist, I think I'm just gonna be on my merry way, if you don't mind. And he gets up from this stool and heads
No,
up.
I'm
Hey, just let me know if I need to put him down. I'll do it.
What?
I'm
What
gonna
was
really
that?
step up and just be like, I can't read, so there's no worry.
I'm not a reporter.
Okay, then who are you?
Just a concerned traveler.
All right. What do you want?
I just want to ask a couple of questions and get some information.
Yeah. Okay.
But if you're not up for it, that's fine. And
Frank.
she's super casual.
Right. Frankly, miss, I'd rather just finish my drink and head home if you don't mind. So if you're giving me the option, I'm gonna go with no. Sorry.
Just say the word.
It's time for Aurelio.
If I have one question, what would it be?
No, the centaurs. Ask about the centaurs.
Yeah, he
What's
definitely
centaurs?
He said he heard like
hoof
Yeah.
beats. And the satires like aren't they like the whatever? Yeah,
centaurs is the
Those-
horse one. Satyrs is the goat
Centaur.
people.
yeah.
Those hoof marks you've been hearing, are you sure it's not just horses, or do you think it's something else?
He takes a big gulp from his tankard and sets it down, and then just kind of looks at you with this really dry, tired expression. Roll persuasion.
Great.
I was gonna say we got Aurelio over here, who will just be nice,
16.
and then I'll kill him. So you got options, don't we?
Kill him.
Didn't you read the article, miss?
I did, but sometimes those articles can leave out vital information.
Fine. I have a small turnip farm at the corner of town, and in the middle of the night, I heard what sounded like horses. Just a bunch of horses all running around across the stones, across the grass, off in the distance. And there aren't any herds of horses as far as I know, and so it was kind of weird. I wouldn't have even mentioned it if it weren't for the fact that I saw lights shimmering over the tree line, too.
Did you ask anyone to investigate?
No, I didn't care. I wanted to sleep. I've been awake since 5 o'clock that morning. No one else lives out there anyway.
Can we investigate?
If it weren't for the dumb paper boy also seeing something, then I wouldn't have even had to deal with this dumb paper.
Paper boy?
Someone's gonna deliver my paper.
Hold on, I'm writing something down.
Hey, no writing anything down. I thought you
I'm
said you
not
weren't a
writing
journalist.
anything down in front of him. Interesting. So there are 2 witnesses. Sounds suspicious.
Suspicious? Listen, girl, I'm not giving you the name of that kid. If you're gonna start wrapping up little toddlers in this too, I'm out, alright?
No, I don't need.
Your paperboy's a toddler?
That's impressive.
And has it happened often?
No, first time I've ever seen it. However, I only moved in about a couple of years ago, so whether it was just some kind of haunted ground or something, I don't really know. Don't really care.
I see.
You're awful jaded for a doctor, Abram says, suddenly sitting next to Seema. Don't worry. I'll pretend not to know you.
Oh,
Great.
I guess he turns to look at you.
Abram's just, I'll buy a drink.
Alright.
I use a credit for this.
What can I say? I want to just, have a quiet life.
Aurelio sits on the other side of this doctor. And he buys a beer and he goes, I've never tried a turnip before. How much are you selling them for?
Well, I don't sell them individually. You kind of got to buy them by the bushel. Do you own a store or something?
I have a place back in Sargasso. A lot of family. We can't grow turnips in that kind of, arid.
Well, I hope you can
temperament.
keep them preserved because these don't have any kind of preservatives added to them when they're growing, so they might go bad in transit. But if you want to buy a bushel, I guess you can take a crate for 25.
Oh, that'd be wonderful, sir. Do you have a shop that I should meet up with you, or a farm or something?
Yeah, I got a farm out on West End, just this address here, and he writes out a thing on just like the coaster, basically,
Nice.
and hands it over to you.
Oh, awesome. What time works best to come pick some up, and should I bring my own crate?
No, I can give you a crate. Well, unless you wanted something bigger than like a shoe. Well, I deal in 3x3. Is that big enough for you? 3x3x3.
No, yeah, that should work fine. Thank you.
All
yeah.
right, we'll do that then. 6 o'clock today, if you really want. I don't really care. You can come tomorrow if you want instead.
Yeah, 6 o'clock should be fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna grab a drink and go set up a ship for some turnips.
All right. Well, pleasure doing business. I'll get it ready for you by then. If you'll excuse me. Miss, are we done? Can I go? Clearly,
You're
I
fine.
got business I got to deal with.
Go ahead.
All right. Thanks. You have a good day. And then he
You as
finishes
well.
off his drink, puts it down, and then he stands up and walks out the back door.
Aurelio holds up the coaster, the address, and goes, "So, should we do some investigating later tonight?"
Sounds good to me.
Aurelio, take inspiration.
Hell yeah!
It's tight.
I'm not great at this.
You're the one who got him there in the first place. I'm pretty sure I would have just
Slap them.
Yeah.
So I am seriously gonna probably need money to buy the turnips.
It's okay. We have that.
uh,
Fine.
Lunar's. I mean, I know we didn't use it for everything, but Lunar's just gonna look at the bank like the first 2 charges. It's fucking danishes and turnips.
I do want to
They're so
point out,
hungry.
you don't actually have a credit card from Lunara's. You know that, right?
No, I'm just,
okay.
it's fine. Well, you mentioned that we can like do it now. Apparently, like we
well,
can.
I mentioned that they
'Cause
will
she's
be
paying
paying
them.
you, but it'll be in the form of actual payment. It won't be like in the form of a company credit card. They'll give you funds.
Okay, well, write it off on the taxes. Then.
Yeah.
Danishes and turnips.
Yeah, you'll write it off on your next paycheck that you get from them. That's what you'll be doing.
Yeah. Don't. Well, we have money. I have enough to buy.
Yeah,
these
I kind of. You guys are pretty much set. I thought you were rocking like at least 100 each, but I
Yeah.
guess Aurelio's poor.
Not
No,
100 each.
I actually no, not 100 each. I had
We had,
4
like,
credits.
You had
Yeah.
4. What
Okay.
the hell?
What happened, Abram? Why
I
are you
have
the only
like I have
responsible one?
56. I don't know.
I put all the rest into the group fund.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's good, but like the group fund. What? Okay, yeah,
That's
yeah.
fine.
Anyway.
That's fine.
Count. We gotta have
So-
some checkings. Anyway, let's go.
We
It
need
is
the game
5.
plan. So at 6, I'm gonna go and grab the turnips solo. You guys hide out, and I'll
We're
just
gonna
turn.
break in.
Well, what I was gonna do is I was gonna keep my
Mhm.
my walkie-talkie just set to on, like always transmitting,
Mhm.
and so you can hear what he says and what I say, and I'll just go and grab the turnips and ask him questions about his farm or whatever.
That does mean that they cannot send you messages in return because you're constantly on the open channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The point is that
Well,
I'm
think
just
it'd
sending
be
them
suspicious
information.
if he was like, "Hold on, let me talk on my walkie-talkie." So it's fine.
Yeah.
He just wants us to hear what he's hearing.
Yeah.
While we were staked out somewhere.
Yeah, and then do that, and then maybe like later in the night we'll come with like coconuts or something and make like
Coconuts.
horse noises, so he's not suspicious about hearing stuff in his yard because he's already heard the horses, right?
Okay. So we'll put coconuts on our feet. So when we
Yeah.
walk, he'll think we're just the ghost horses.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Less suspicious.
I'm
Abram's just
sorry.
Like, yeah, I feel you.
What's the goal here? You're gonna go and break into this man's house?
I think
No,
we should
we're
just see if
inspecting
we
the
hear.
area.
Yeah, I want to see if I hear this
Yeah.
horse or see the
Okay.
lights or anything.
I don't think that'll take as long as breaking in woods. So I was gonna say, oh well, let's call it here if we're gonna have an elaborate thing. But we got 10 more minutes, and I think that we can fit this into 10 minutes. So I'm gonna
Oh,
keep
yeah.
going.
Mhm.
It's
6 o'clock.
it's 5:30 now.
Well, unless we have anyone else to talk to, I don't see why we shouldn't just fast.
Should we?
Aurelio?
Should we... Hey.
Madras is right next to you, also taking a drink. They've slipped in this Kalimba line that you guys have formed.
Yeah,
There's
I
just
actually
people
wanted to. I
suspiciously
wanted to
showing
ask.
up next
I
each
wanted to
other.
ask. Mudflops.
No, it's too late. They talk to you first.
Okay. Hey.
Oh no.
Smooth.
Thanks. That's my middle name. Not really. I'm adopted.
Thanks.
That was okie dokie.
Nick's pinching the bridge of her nose.
So, what you having drink?
Stuff you can't afford.
You don't have to afford it if you take it.
The bartender is like just right there. And he just kind of like looks at you, and like there's no expressional change on his face. And Madras also just looks at you, and there's no expression change on his face, and then he just goes back to drinking his beverage.
So it's a he now.
I'm trying to carefully alternate here and there to make sure you're
Decipher.
confused.
What's in your pants? Determination. Yeah, no. Aurelio just goes. So ghost centaurs. Know anything about them, vampire?
He doesn't pay you any fucking attention and just keeps drinking his drink.
Mud flops. Mud flap. Mud rust. Mud
What?
rust. Have you heard about the ghost horses?
No. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh
From
my
the paper
God.
last week, the doctor that owns a farm, he has a PhD in farming.
I don't read the paper.
Can you read, Mudflop?
Of course I can read.
Flip flop, come on.
I don't know anything about ghost horses. Leave me alone.
You're acting very suspicious.
Am I really?
You're
my
really.
God.
You've been acting suspicious this whole time. First, you're interested in Nyx. No one's interested in Nyx.
Oh my
Nick smacks you across the head.
God. Abram just sips his drink.
Second of all, you're offering her some weird, mysterious red liquid that looks like blood. It might be blood, but might not be blood.
He holds out his cup to you and has the exact same liquid in it, and he just like is holding it out for you to drink.
Aurelio takes it and he chugs it all down. And he goes,
No.
and that's how you get stuff for free. Now,
Got him.
the question, Madra.
Roll Constitution saving throw.
Oh my god.
I'm physically pain.
11.
You say now, and then you fall face first off the stool, passed out, drunk.
Oh my god.
Blackout. Just straight
Everyone
up
leans back
blackout.
to look at
Nick
him.
just starts laughing.
You tasted faintly like grapes and sweet like wine, and then you're just face first on the ground. You are out. You are
Good.
unconscious.
Now dead.
Nick
April-
can't stop
Now who's
laughing.
gonna pick up the turnips?
He'll wake up later.
Slap me with the mud puppy. We got 30 minutes. It's cool.
Mud puppy. Okay, well,
Okay.
Madras, you
Yeah.
really don't know anything about the standing stones.
Oh, I know plenty about the standing stones, just not ghost centaurs.
Well, the thing is, they might be related. So if you could tell us anything about the standing stones,
He looks at you
strange life,
questioning.
whatever.
I don't know anything about that. There's just a bunch of rocks in the middle of nowhere.
Is that
Are
why
you
people disappear when they go into the forest?
People
they're just in
disappear when
rocks?
they go in. Wait, hold on. No, those standing stones aren't anywhere near the forest. Unrelated things.
Oh, okay.
Just so you know.
Just so you know. Thanks.
People disappear when they go in the forest because they die because they're stupid.
Because
That's a very vague reason for people to
the
disappear.
ghost of Aurelio whispers.
You know, I'm just getting the feeling you may be one of the more informed people around here.
Well, you'd be right about that, but it's not because I have any kind of secret knowledge. I'm just
So you're just
observant.
blaming plain stupidity for people disappearing in the forest.
No, I be blaming the 3 Bs.
There's only 3 bees on this planet. How are the turnips growing?
Bandits, boars, and
Bees.
Bitches.
Bobbers.
I'll
Bureaucrats.
I'll get back to you on that third one later.
The bias, I understand.
You don't suppose the disappearances have anything to do with the ISF sticking their nose where it doesn't belong?
Sweetheart,
Do you?
these disappearances have been going on since forever. Not just recently. It's a dumb forest. People go and lose their way all the time and get... Oh, that was the third B. Bears! Fucking bears eat them.
Hey, can I roll constitution
Oh
saving
my
throws
God.
to see when I wake up?
Yes.
Like if I get above like a 10, I
We
wake up.
just leave Aurelio on the
You can roll
ground.
it. That is not the deciding
you'll just tell me.
mechanic. Yeah. Bandits, boars, and bears.
Okay.
Am I alive?
You will be alive in 18 minutes.
Okay,
Are you
well,
kidding?
I'm gonna since I'm done with mud flaps, I pick up Aurelio.
Thanks.
All right, well, next we better get going.
All right, and she gets up.
All right, where are
Her
you going?
drink is untouched.
We're heading to the doctor farm.
All right, you go to the doctor farm.
And I'm
wait,
carrying
wait,
Aurelio.
it's not sticks yet. My turnips.
By the
God.
time
gotta-
you get there, it'll definitely be
Yeah.
6.
Oh, and I'll be
Because
awake.
it is outside of town. You are walking for a while, and in fact,
Oh.
I'm gonna make you roll a survival check to see how fast you get there. Because on foot, you would most reasonably be late, but you guys are above average in terms of human peakness.
19.
I'm not walking, so.
Yeah, Abram, no, it
Sure.
doesn't matter because Abram walks for 2.
Yeah.
Astride
by the
your
time we get there,
magnificent
though?
pink stallion, you awaken in Abram's arms. If you choose
Oh,
to
sweet.
let him know that you're awake, then that would be one thing. But maybe you just enjoy the ride.
Last time someone woke up in my arms, they fell in love with me. Be careful.
No, that's what I was gonna reenact that. I put my hand on Abram's chest and just jokingly whisper, "My hero."
I drop
Hi. You are outside of
you.
town.
Yes, I drop Aurelio.
You drop him in the dirt trail that you are walking along. All around you are green rolling hills in almost every direction until you hit mountains to the west and north, and then to the east and north forest. South is just cliffs and town, and you see it far off in the distance. You've been traveling for quite a while, but you make an incredible pace. Trail very well traveled, pretty pretty clean, pretty well manicured. You pass by a few places that look like farms, but none of them are the address that you're looking for. And perhaps you get confused only once, but eventually you find a small wooden shack, very quaint, cottage-like, and besides it is a couple of fields. One's for turnips. Some other things seem more for like grain and corn. Maize. What do you do?
Where are the turnips?
On the left side, in their own little tiny plot, guarded with a small railing fence. A goat is munching haphazardly on the grass out front.
Oh, cute. Is this the place, Aurelia?
Yeah, this looks like the place.
Get your turnips. Next, we need to find somewhere to get a viewpoint of where the fuck he said he saw the stuff.
Good idea.
Where do you hide?
Did he mention where he saw them? Like, what part over the forest?
He just said over the woods, which would be to the east and north. There seems to be like a patch of woods that way. Everywhere else seems to just be open green fields.
I turn on the open transmission on my thing, and I put it in my belt behind me, and then I just walk to the field, I guess.
Okay, you walk out into the field, and I think it takes a few minutes. You actually arrived quite a few minutes late. It's more like 6:20 around here, but after poking your nose around in the turnip field for a little bit, eventually you hear the door open, and you see the same man, Dr. Robertson, step out, and in his arms he's got like this big 3x3 crate that he's just got on a little trolley, and he wheels it out to you and says, how you doing? I was kind of wondering what happened to you.
Yeah, sorry for being late. I'm not really from around this area, and man, it takes a long time to get here.
Oh, yeah, no, the fields are kind of... It took me a while to get used to, too. You're not used to the way the grasslands is. You can't really tell how far anything is, because it's all just grass. But anyway, you got your shipment. Did you want just the one, or did you need multiple? I don't deliver. You're going to have to bring it the rest of the way back home on your own. I thought you'd bring a vehicle of some kind. I hope you don't mind carrying.
Oh, no, it's totally fine. I got some friends that can help me out.
Oh, yeah, understood.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This should be good. This should be good. It'll be first time for turnips step by family, so that should be fun. Oh, your payment. And Aurelia reaches into his pocket and he pulls out the money and hands it to him.
Okay, and you are actually paying him money.
Yeah.
That Nix is paying for.
Yeah. Credit.
This is real money.
Remove 25 credits from your account.
Bye, Nix.
Nix, do you want me to pay for it? Do you want me to pay for it?
I
No, I mean
it.
technically that's my money, right? It's
It is
$100.
technically
$100?
yeah, it is technically
Yeah.
from
Okay.
this 100. Also, I want to point
Yeah.
out that you guys have a treasury of like pooled resources that you could be drawing from.
That's not for turnips.
It's not for the turnips.
Not for turnip.
Fine.
I'm taking
yeah.
care of it.
But yeah, I also ask.
Treasurer.
I'm just gonna ask. So what drew you to farming?
Oh, I wanted a quick and simple life after the war was over, and I figured this might be the best thing for me.
I see. That's the same with my village. Small, but just some quiet stuff. Maybe like 30 of us.
Yeah, it's fun. I enjoy just working with the dirt, being on my own, and just having quiet time after all the loudness that was the past few years.
Yeah, I don't know. At least for my goings back on Sargasso, I was only alive, a few years after the war, or for during the war near the end. But sometimes in the night, it still gets kind of spooky,
Yeah,
even if you're on your own.
I've never been to... Well, I've been to Sargasso only once before. I don't remember it being too weird. I kind of hung more towards the city, but the desert did always seem kind of, I guess dangerous looking.
I suppose you get used to it. I imagine it's the same here, though. I don't know, being out in the fields at night might freak me out. Maybe because I'm not used to
What is
it.
happening?
8 dogs.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, well...
It's the horses.
It's usually pretty nice. I like looking at the stars above and stuff like that. It's not usually that's, clouded by the light pollution around from the city. Good view, I think.
Yeah. Do you ever get the what's it called? The Aurora Borealis. Do you guys get that here, or is that only a slow thing?
Oh, well, we do get it more like, usually only get it if you're kind of north, but like lately it's been a little bit farther down south. I think it's just the time of year.
Weird.
Mm.
That sounds really cool though. Yeah, I don't know what the heck was going on, but Wait, this guy hasn't introduced his name to Aurelio, right?
I think he said that. It says Dr. Robertson right on the side of the crate in like a big old stamp.
Oh, okay.
Dr.
Okay.
Robertson's famous turnips.
It does. Okay. Oh well, then Aurelio's just gonna use that. Oh, Dr. Robertson. What are you? I mean, if you don't mind me asking, what were you a doctor in?
Oh, yeah. Well, I haven't really done much doctoring in a while. Kind of just retired out of it, you know.
Yeah. Is that a after the war thing?
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to move on.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, my pops was a mechanic in the war, and though he had somewhat of a degree in it, he doesn't use that anymore.
Yeah, what was he a mechanic of? Was it like you know, what side was he? Was he on? Not that I really care.
He worked with the Lunaris. It was, one of the sides that paid him the most.
Yeah, I can respect that.
But yeah, just
Hey, I don't want to be rude, but it is getting kind of late. Don't you want to get back to town before it gets dark?
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Thank you for the turnips. I'll definitely be recommending these.
Yeah, not a problem. Send anybody this way you want. Always got something.
All right. Well then, thank you again. Aurelio's gonna leave.
You have a good day.
You too, Doc.
And he heads back in and pets his goat on the way by and shuts the door behind him.
Aurelio kind of eventually, after a while of walking with this giant ass crate of turnips, is just like, I still have no idea what he's a doctor in.
I'm so tempted to just end the episode right there on that, but we still have a little bit more time, and I feel like we can do a little bit more. Aurelio, you are just hanging out with your turnips on the side of the road. Abram and Nix, what's going on with you two? Where'd you hide? I should have made you roll stealth and everything for that. But
They did.
Kind of
They've just been standing across
no, they did. They definitely
They're just in
hid.
the distance.
They could choose where they hid, but they definitely hid someplace.
I was hiding in a bush.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, okay. There's some bushes along the side of the road. That's fair.
And I turned my hair green to hide.
That's
better.
extra.
I know.
Okay, that's fine. Abram, you don't have to make up a hiding place if you don't want to. You can just say you were with Nix. But what's the plan
Sure.
after this? It's about 6:30 at night.
Should probably stake out the area, right? Ghost horses.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drag my turnips over to that.
Yeah, take the turnips.
Okay.
I mean, you can hide them in the bush. I don't think anybody will take them. Animals might eat them, though. I don't know.
Better not feed them to my mud puppies.
So is the goal to take a short rest for literally like hours all night in the middle of the woods to see if you end up having to see if you can see
Sure.
what the man saw?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Tell me, how does this go? I want you guys to paint me a word picture. I don't want to do all the word picture painting.
Well, we have a great little feast on a couple of turnips. And I have no idea how turnips taste, so it could have been good or bad.
Raw turnips are not great.
Okay, so it wasn't great, but it was something. And then I imagine we'll just kind of sit there in the bush.
In that same bush, or do you guys head somewhere else? I'll give it to you.
I want to go to the forest.
Okay,
Yeah,
Abram.
it's not too far.
It seems to be like maybe an acre away the forest starts. This isn't well, I mean, it is the forest. It's just like a small like outcropping of trees. You step into it, and I'm assuming all you three are together. I'm just going to go with this.
Yeah.
It's about dusk. The sky is glowing a rich orange, and the green is becoming more of a brown and black sea of waves as you wade through the taller brush and are entering more into the trees. Around you see oak, birch, white poplar, all kinds of different things. And it's not very dense. It's not a very dense forest, really. It's just kind of a bunch of trees sticking up out of the ground. Lots of strange berries and bushes and things growing beneath the wood. And you see some signs of small creatures, birds and squirrels, things of that nature. You head a little bit farther north and east, and are you looking for something in particular, or just a good place to camp? Or are you just waiting in the middle of the woods for something to happen, or are you looking for something in particular?
I want to be on the edge so I can still see the turnip farms.
You want to see the turnip farms. Okay.
Because he said he heard them there, so I kind of want
He
to.
said he heard them there, but he said he saw the lights above and to the north, beyond the woods that you guys are currently in.
Oh. Yeah, but I want to know what he saw. You know, or what he heard, because he heard the
Talk with your team.
horse. We could split up if you wanted to, but I definitely want to see if there's actual horses or something.
I wouldn't mind doing that.
What
Abram?
exactly is he doing? Yeah, okay. Abram, what do you want to do?
I want to go into the forest. Fuck it. I'm going. I want to head northeast. I don't know. I don't want to I don't want to separate
You got
if other
radios.
people don't want to, but
We do have radio.
yeah, I don't know. Every time I try to separate, everyone's like, "Yes, we stick together." And I'm like, "Well, I mean, okay, but."
No, you can separate it because I mean this all happens at the same time at night. So the only way we're gonna see both things happening is if we split up.
Exactly. So
Or else we're gonna have to
nobody
waste
die.
2
I'm
minutes.
going into the forest.
Okay. I'll stay here and Nix will stay here.
Abram,
Yes, that is me.
roll survival.
Okay,
Nix
I'm
and
gonna die.
Aurelio, you guys set up a small camp, maybe get a little bit of a fire going while you're somewhere far enough away that you can see the cottage and the
I
farmland.
feel like maybe Nick should have been the one to explore. She's the ranger, but that's okay.
You got me there. I won't lie. She is perhaps a professional at this, but okay, yeah, you spend a long while actually, like a long while in the woods walking around, and you swear you have seen that one tree before, even though you
Great.
know that you've been walking in a straight line.
Oh,
You're
no,
heading
this is how
north?
people die.
You're heading north and east, and like you see some tracks, and eventually you like everything looks familiar to you, and you look down and you are like, okay, no, this is not how this is going to happen. We're establishing something, and you maybe make a mark.
I was just about to say, can I
Yes.
cut a tree or something and leave it there?
Dang, I feel bad taking that from you. That would have been clever.
That's okay.
But you make a mark on this tree, and you are now just kind of like marking your way, I think. And through this fashion, you are able to push through the 8 survival. Really, it was just a case of do you critically fail it or not, because that'd be funny. You keep heading north and east, and it doesn't take you too long. This is over the course of like maybe 10, 15 minutes, 20 at the most. And once you get on that like 19-minute mark, you start to get into more of like a clearing, as if you've gotten to the other side of this forest. This is not the gigantic forest that was to the north when you guys first came in on your ship. This is more like a little outcropping, a little peninsula of trees, if you will. And you've gotten to the other side. And standing dead in the center of this large clearing to the north is nothing but grass as far as you can possibly go until the mountains begin, is a tall black stone. It is dusk. What do you do?
This is the standing stone? Or is this the... Does it look like the picture from the newspaper?
Yes.
Nice. I go over to it.
Okay. You slowly approach the stone, and it gets larger and larger and more imposing. It towers over you at maybe roughly 10 feet tall, gradually tapering as it gets towards the top. It is by no means a perfectly hewn object. It seems to have these natural twist cuts and jagged marks and bends and bevels and all kinds of more natural-looking features.
That old man said there used to be names carved into it. Is it all smoothed out now?
What's your passive perception?
It is...
Actually, it doesn't really matter, because if you guys ask an actual question, then that kind of
But yeah.
Oh man, that's high. But yeah, you ask, and that means you remembered, and means that you're going to go in for the examination. You put your face up close against it, and maybe even take out a finger to run your hands along it, and you do see and feel faint carve marks in the surfaces of this stone, and it's in a tongue that you are not familiar with, no kind of typography that you know. But it's certainly man-made, chiseled. You're not quite sure with what tool. It's been so long. Who knows how long ago this thing was chiseled into or written into. But yeah, you do see script of some kind, and it seems to be in a haphazard kind of way, as if there was no uniform. Somebody put in these names. This group of names came in later. It's not like it's not like the Vietnam War Memorial where it's all perfectly spaced out or anything like that. It's more haphazard and improved.
Okay.
On the ground, as you approach, however, you notice that there's other stones in the ground like smaller standing stones almost. Barely even tall enough to get above the grass that you're wading through.
How tall is the grass again?
Ooh, a little below shin height. Not too crazy. Maybe a little bit of a tick warning.
Are these spaced out in any particular way? These smaller stones?
As you examine them, you notice that there are, in fact, 7 smaller stones perfectly placed around the larger standing stone in geometric fashion.
Okay. Great. Can I kind of like kneel down and look at these closer?
Okay. You can, yeah, you look down at them and you kneel closer, and they also, I guess, we'll run through the gauntlet of what you've done to the big one. You look at them, similar dark stone, nothing too crazy, it's just very dark gray, maybe a little bit of a blue tint to it almost, just when the light hits it just right. You feel it rather smooth, but you feel the jagged indentations of some kind of script. This is not nearly as much, obviously, smaller stone.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you do?
Nothing. I'm just trying to feel out if this is in fact a graveyard or if it's just a memorial. Like, are there people buried here? As I'm trying to figure out. I don't know how I would know, but
Okay.
you know.
I would like to shift it over to, rather than just relying on dice rolls, just have you ask a question and then we'll just like answer it because you're doing it. But I think that that's a question that we're going to leave up to a survival check, just because I also don't really know how you do that. But I think that that's a good question that I would like to possibly answer.
5.
Okay, well, let's figure this out.
Sure.
How would we do that? You want to start just digging?
Not yet.
Okay. I
how
mean,
would you-
it's smooth ground. You don't see like mounds.
Uh-huh.
That's not to say that there might not be like spread ashes or anything, but no mounds of like a coffin or anything.
That's fine. I was just curious. I don't think it matters either way. This is a grave of sorts, regardless. You can have a graveyard without there being bodies. Okay. What? Is it like dark yet?
Yeah, it's only 7 o'clock-ish, but it's a lot darker than perhaps it's supposed to be, just because those storm clouds that were on the horizon before over the sea have started to roll in, and tall black spires of black smoke in the sky have moved in over the sun and started to blot out the possible light. So it's getting quite dark, and you hear some rumbles of thunder as well, but no rain yet, no storming. But it's quite dim, quite dark. I think maybe, yeah, that answers your question. Did you need the sunlight or
Yes.
something? Getting the magnifying glass out? Can I start
I need
burning
the
holes?
opposite, because I wanted to see if weird shit would start happening at night. As a matter of fact, I take out my transceiver and I ask the others if they think it would be a good idea to stay out here at night, especially with the storm rolling on.
Probably not, but I would.
No, but let's do it anyway.
That's how things have been
Abram
working
doesn't
lately.
care, but
If we do the dumb thing, we get rewarded.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we went out in the slow storm. Actually, I was gonna point this out. Slove had the snowstorm. This place seems to have, like, the stones here seem to have something going on with, like, lightning, and electricity, energy. So this is interesting.
Okay. So what's the plan here? Are you calling?
Abram's
Abram
asking
to
permission
join
to
them?
stay here.
Okay.
Yeah,
They
you
can
can
come if
get
they want.
permission.
He wants to stay here.
Is just Abram gonna be hanging out by himself watching the stones while the other two watch the cottage, or did you want to have everybody regroup and watch the stones, or all together watch the cottage, or just sit in the middle of the forest around a campfire singing your campfire songs? Your CAMP.
Separated might be okay, if only because if one group dies, the other one can live on.
That's always true. That's always true.
I mean, Nix, should you go with Abram just because of the storm? I don't like, maybe your hunter abilities might, or your ranger abilities might make it so it's easier to navigate.
Might die slower.
And I have a proficiency and +4 in survival, so I think that would help us
Yeah,
a lot.
you should probably go find Abram, and because
Okay.
I'm gonna get into any trouble with the turnips and those
You
ghost
can.
horses.
I was gonna say you could go back to the farm and just be like, it started raining. I had to come back. We would just show up and be like, hey.
Aurelia, do you
I'll just-
want to do that, or do you want to camp out in the woods? That's the final question. Oh, I think that was the
Aurelia.
sound of something happening.
And yeah, I'm gonna go live with the guy for a while.
Okay, that's fine. I think with that, I think that's gonna be the final decision. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
the storm clouds begin to roll in overhead. The world
I got
begins to
lost.
dim, and night begins to come in. You barely see the final wisps of a single star before it too disappears behind the gray and black. Aurelio, you knock on the door, and just as you do, rain does begin to patter down around the ground around you, and the man is kind enough to let you in. He seems to enjoy your company. And you do actually notice a PhD upon the wall for advanced particle physics.
Whoa.
Damn, he's like actual professional smart.
Yeah, that doesn't mean what you think it means in this setting, because atomic theory is very underdeveloped. But anyway, while you do that, perhaps you are listening in on your radio or doing what have you, but we now move to Abram and Nix. Nix, you follow the trail of cut marks laid in through the trees and the bush and find your way to Abram soon enough, and you discover the same things that he discovers. And I think that you are waiting in the woods, just on the edge of the field, or what's going on here? Tell me where you guys are. Are you ready?
I think on the edge of the monument of the field might be good in case it fucking like lights up and turns into a summoning circle.
Okay.
Yeah. Abram just informs her that he wants to see if anything happens when it gets dark or whatever. It may be best to be at the site.
All right.
He apologizes also for making her be out here in the rain with him.
Rain begins to patter down all around you, heavier and heavier. Oh, Aurelio. Oh,
Yeah.
you know,
Dog's
I figured it would stop as we set up our stations.
I think that we are going to pause here for the night. What a
Alright.
cliffhanger. The rain begins to fall, and you hear the rumbling of thunder overhead.
Lovely.
How romantic.